Welcome to another morning waking up on Woodward Avenue. It's the Morning Woodward Show. My name is Stick. To my right.
What's going on? It's Corey.
And to my left.
What's going on is Joey.
Hey, I like how you did that.
Hey, trying to steal my thunder, man. I don't like that.
When Corey comes on, it just sounds like butter.
It really does.
It's just so smooth and sexy, man.
Especially with another day of sports coat.
Look at that. We told you. We prepped you, though, didn't we? We both said.
Hey, we did give out the memo. It's not on us this time.
I'm starting to feel like you guys are just messing with me. I don't know what's going on with these suit coats, but that ain't me.
But Corey is taking it next level with the turtleneck, man.
Hey, I mean, I got to spice it up a little bit.
Dude, you look good today.
Hey, I'm trying.
You got a girl coming in or something? What's going on, man?
Nah, but
job interview?
No, I mean, I have a good job. And, I don't know about the girl, but I'm going to work on that today, though.
You got a good job. Now we got to get you a good girl.
Yes.
There we go. Ladies, if you're listening right now, Corey, you can get at him on Twitter and just slide in his DMs anytime.
And my man Flip already told you what I like.
Thick chicks.
Thick chicks only. Skinny bitches, stay your ass home. We got a lot to talk about on the show today. Justin Verlander accused of cheating again. Not by Kate Upton.
Verlander.
Not Kate Upton, though, baseball-wise.
Well, that's okay.
We're going to take a look at our mock drafts. Michigan mollywopped Wisconsin last night.
Did they cheat?
They must be.
Did
I don't know.
The scoreboard keeper or something?
I looked up, and that game got out of control. Plus, we got the Pistons-Bucks happening tonight. And something weird happened in Joey's car yesterday when we went on a ride.
With Stick.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'm kind of scared to hear about that.
So that's what we got coming up on today's show. Welcome. It's Wednesday here on Woodward. It's looking to be a nice Wednesday. I had a great night last night watching Michigan basketball and just hanging out with Woody, the Wonder Dog. Joey came over yesterday because we picked up some T-shirts at my house that we were storing there. And
thanks for the memo.
Yeah, you got to hang out with Woody, right?
Dude, Woody is just such a happy dog.
Yeah.
Like when I walked in that door, I was like, hope he's gonna remember me. It's been about 2 weeks since I've seen him. This dude just going crazy, flicking his head all over the place, and he's just such a happy dog. And Detroit Dog Rescue did a good job with him.
Yeah, and we can't forget Detroit Dog Rescue is coming in today. And remember, they promised us last week they're bringing in big dogs today.
Yep.
So we're gonna see what the big dogs mean.
Yeah, I'm excited because I do like the puppies. I'm a little dog kind of guy.
Yeah.
But the big dogs are fun too.
I like all dogs in general. It doesn't matter.
So Corey doesn't like his dogs like his females.
Right. Any dog's good for Corey.
It'd be like that.
And we can't forget that we got Alex on producer cam today. It's kind of been a revolving chair over there at producer cam lately, but we're figuring it all out.
Yep.
Obviously, we've had to make a couple changes on the morning show early on, but we're working through it. And we got Mr. Fish over there just being Fish.
That's it. Just being Fish.
Yeah, and Fish's fact of the day is coming up at 9:50, so make sure you stick around for Fish's facts of the day. That's becoming my favorite thing that we do here. You guys want to get into our mock draft? We only did the top 10, so this isn't going to be a top 32 complete run mock draft, but we wanted to include the top 10 mostly because the Lions are sitting at number 7, and it's just been kind of a debate around here of who the Lions should take, what other teams are looking at, and how it's all going to play out on draft night for Detroit. So we all did our mock drafts. Who do you guys want to start out with? Corey, Joey, which one? You want to start out with me?
Yes.
Okay, well, or we can go through this all together, like just go 1, 2, and who we had.
Can we start with one? Does anybody else have anyone besides Justin Fields? I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Trevor Lawrence. Anybody else?
I was like, oh, God, here we go. No, I think we all agree.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence, the number 1 overall pick, going to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yes, that's a good fit, too. So
Yeah.
I honestly have not seen a single draft with him not at number 1.
No.
He's the consistent number 1 across just about any board you look at.
Mm-hmm.
And do you feel he should still be, even though he had a kind of a lackluster performance in that Clemson-Ohio State game?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's the sample size from him over the past couple of years is too large to just judge him off of one game.
Yeah. Joey, so you're locked in number 1 with him, too.
Yep,
we
I'm
all got
locked in
that.
number 1, Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence.
All right, now number 2, I think this is where we already start to see some immediately difference in our mock draft. My mock draft, number 2, the Jets. They're going to Jets. Even though they have Sam Darnold, I don't think they appreciate him. I think they're going to try to move on from him, even though Adam Gase never gave him a chance to succeed. And I think the Jets are going to reach up for your boy at number 2, Justin Fields.
Oh, wow.
That's where I have Justin Fields going.
Wow. After that performance, too?
Yeah. Jets are going to Jets, man.
I'm happy with the performance he had because I think it's going to drop him off a few spots.
Okay.
Just to where I want him.
Corey, what do you think about him at number 2?
I had him a little bit lower.
Okay.
I don't know if we're going through everybody's pick just one by one.
Yeah, let's talk about Justin Fields, then we'll get into your number 2 pick.
I think Justin Fields, he didn't perform as well as he would like, but again, he's kind of like with Trevor Lawrence. I haven't seen a lot to have him drop too far off, but I didn't see him at number 2 because they still have Sam Darnold. I still believe in him. It's too early to pull the plug on him. I think if you get the right draft picks and the right talent around him, he'll be fine. So I don't think they should just go ahead and go up for the QB just yet.
All right, Joey, who do you...
And I think the same because their GM really likes Sam Darnold. And he never got that fair opportunity.
Okay.
So I feel like the biggest thing they got to do this year is get some protection for him.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going with the Oregon, how do you say his name? Penei?
Penei.
Penei?
So
Yeah. Is it Penei?
Yeah.
I don't
know.
That dude.
I didn't know the last name.
It's the
Oregon lineman.
Oregon lineman that you're
Yep.
talking about. Swelly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got him going at number 2.
Yep.
Wow.
Because Heat is the best offensive lineman in this draft, I think.
Okay.
And he's just a good fit. I mean, they need that protection, and I think it's too early to bail on him because if I were to go with the Justin Fields route, then that means that they're bailing on him, but Sam Darnold still needs his opportunity.
Okay, so that's who you got going at number 2. Who do you got going at number 2, Corey?
No, I kind of flip back and forth between who I wanted number 2 because who I have at number 2, at 3, I was flipping them back and forth. But number 2, I have Devontae Smith.
Ooh, to the Jets.
Sure
Even
do.
though they took Denzel Mims last year.
Yeah.
I think they just need weapons.
Okay.
They do need somebody on the offensive line, but when you have a QB like Darnold, who I still believe in, and you have him, you just need to get more weapons in there. I don't see how you pass up on Devontae Smith for number 2, and that's just only going to make their offense a lot better.
I like that, man. I like that. That's a good pick. I actually have Devontae going at number 3 for me to the Miami Dolphins.
As I said, I was flipping back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, Tua, you got to get this guy some weapons, and if you can get him that weapon, that's a weapon you get Tua. I think that's a great pick for the Dolphins. They have a solid defense already. They don't really have to worry about that. Their offensive line is, but they have literally no weapons on offense. Like Lynn Bowden was their star at the end of the season, and the Raiders shipped his ass out. So, like, that's where they're at with their special weapons, and I would take definitely Devontae Smith at number 3 for the Dolphins.
And this is one that I was surprised that I'm still keeping Devontae Smith on the board.
Okay.
I'm not going with him.
All right.
Not going with Justin Fields yet. I'm going with Parsons, the linebacker from Penn State.
Wow.
Wow.
You got him higher than anybody on the planet.
No, he was pretty high up on some of the drafts that I was looking at.
Penn State alumni drafts.
Yeah, right. but he's been such a good linebacker throughout his career, and like the dude's just a beast. And I feel like that they need the help on the defensive end.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you could take a linebacker from Penn State, you got a good odds of getting a good linebacker.
Exactly.
Penn State University is linebacker university, so go for it if you want to. But I think that's just a little too high to be taking him there, especially because the Dolphins have a good defense already. If they were struggling on defense, I'd say reach. But no, man, you can get Devontae Smith.
Now for 3, I have Penei Sewell going at 3.
Okay.
To the Dolphins. I think they don't necessarily need weapons. They need protection for Tua. And that was just really there's no other super
Rhyme
deep
or
thought
reason?
into it. Yeah, just get some protection in there for him.
You can't go wrong, especially if you're early in the draft. Obviously, you struggle on the quarterback side of it, so you need that protection.
Right.
If you got a good quarterback, you need to protect him.
See, people like that pick for you, Joey. Parsons, I would rather have him in Detroit. Richard says that in the chat. And if you guys got your mock drafts or who you think we should be drafting, make sure you put it in the chat. And shout out to everybody that's watching us right now on Twitter, on YouTube, and Facebook. Thank you for sharing this. Thank you for making us a part of your morning. We appreciate it here, that's for sure. And let's get into the number 4th pick. If Adam was in here, he would be flipping the table right now because I'm going to put Zach Wilson at number 4.
Are you really?
I am.
What?
Yeah. The Falcons are in a very similar situation as the Lions. You have an aging Matt Ryan. He's still productive. He's still an elite quarterback, but you got to start thinking towards the future. They got rid of their head coach this year, so the new coach may not be married to Matt Ryan, and you want to put your stamp on the team right away. So what bigger way to put your stamp on the team than draft the guy that has caught the buzz over the past 2 months? Put him on your team. If you still have Matt Ryan, sit him for a year so you don't got to expose this guy super early. He can get a look at the NFL game. And to me, it just makes sense, Zach Wilson there. Is he a top 4 talent? Maybe not, but he's the number 3 quarterback, and that team needs a quarterback.
I didn't have Zach going that high.
I did.
I just haven't seen enough from him. That's my biggest struggle with taking him so high. I mean, yes, these scouts obviously see something in him that I'm not, but it's just that's too early.
I think it's a good play by the Falcons. I mean, what other quarterback is left now for them? Mac Jones? I mean, who else are they going to take if they want to take a stab at an elite quarterback? And as we saw this year, the 3rd quarterback taken is just as elite as the number 1 quarterback taken. So that may have set the trend like, oh, shit, we don't want to miss out on our Herbert, you know?
For me, for number 4, that's where I had Justin Fields going.
Oh.
I felt that
Falcons.
Adam going to the Falcons.
All right.
I believe that would be a great transition for the organization. Get out of the Matt Ryan era. Go ahead and have him play under Matt Ryan. Maybe have him play under Matt Ryan for maybe about a year or 2.
Yeah.
And then
that's what I'm saying. Just like the Lions should do.
Go ahead and pass over the keys. Smooth transition. That's really it.
And I could see Fields in the Falcons uniform. I mean, he would look good in it. Like he's already coming from that red.
He won't be Vic, but maybe he might give them some flashes of it with better accuracy.
God, how awesome was Vic? Like before he
Just
did all that.
Fun. He was the first of it too.
Man!
Remember the Michael Vick experience, the commercial?
Yes.
I really wish that was a real thing.
A real thing where you could try to tackle him or be in his helmet.
Oh yeah, they need to make that a real thing. You be in his helmet, and you just one person, they flipping you over to people and everything like that. They need that.
Right. No, Michael Vick, when he was at Virginia Tech, it was like, man, this guy's next level. And then he came to the pros, and I mean, we could talk about Michael Vick accomplishments all day. He wasn't the first running quarterback in the NFL. I mean, Randall Cunningham obviously holds that honor, really. But damn,
I think he was the most exciting to watch.
Yes, he was explosive. So that's who I had going at number 4. Who do you got at number 4, Joey?
My number 4 pick's gonna shock the world, I think.
Uh-oh.
But I don't know, because he kind of proved himself. And I have not seen him before probably number 20 on any draft that I've looked at.
Okay.
But I know this is ballsy to do.
Joey's swinging for the fences today. I love it.
Christian Barmore.
Okay.
From Alabama to the defensive line. When I see what he's done this playoff, he's made money this playoffs, because what he did in Notre Dame, like unstoppable.
Yeah.
And then what you saw him did at Ohio State, the dude was a freaking beast. Ended up winning the defensive player of the game. This guy, I would take this early on in the draft, because it's a shift to the defensive dynamics that you got on the field.
Right. I mean, I love what Joey's doing here with this pick. I like how you're just trying to, like, if you were a GM, you're only focused on, like, the last 2 games they've played. Like, man, he had great 2 games, like, number 5 in the draft. Let's go.
My thing is this, with this year, there really wasn't enough to see because of COVID, everything going on. So what I look for is how they are under pressure.
Right.
Under the biggest games, especially this year, I feel like there was so much because, you know, in the beginning, in the first round, you look at Ohio State and what they overcame against Clemson.
Yep.
Because it was just all the disrespect. So It's like under pressure, how are you going to perform when you're the underdog on the biggest pedestal playing in front of the country?
Yeah. Listen, we've seen weird things happen in the drafts. I like that. I mean, you make sense with that pick. Who we got coming in at number 5? You guys have already mentioned this guy in the draft. I'm taking Swelly from Oregon and giving him to the Bengals because you got Joe Burrow. Hopefully Joe Mixon can play well this season and actually stay healthy for more than 3 damn games. Now you got to protect him, right? Like that was Joe Burrow's biggest issue this year is he could not get the protection that he needed. That's why he got knocked out for the season. So you get that big offensive lineman from Oregon. You set him on that line and protect your investment.
Since, you know, if he's already gone, if he's like slips that down there, I can see them grabbing him there because Joe Burrow does need that protection. And we've already seen it already. But if he's gone, I see them going, which I do have him being gone. I think they're going wide receiver, and that's why I got Jamar Chase.
Oh,
that's a good one.
I think
Over Waddle?
over Waddle.
Okay.
Waddle does have the injury,
yup.
so I think that's what dropped him a bit for me.
Okay.
And this guy right here was just as good, even though he took the break. But they already have the rapport built with Joe Burrow,
Right.
So boom, plus right there.
But they got T. Higgins. They have, God, I can't think of it. Tyler Boyd. Like, those are their two. And they still have A.J. Green.
I think
AJ crowded.
But A.J. Green is, he's getting up there.
Oh, he's old as hell, yeah.
Yeah, he's getting up there. And then, he's not A.J. Green of old. He's old A.J. Green.
Yeah. No, he definitely isn't A.J. Green of old. But that's a stocked wide receiver cabinet if you have it.
Hey, get him as many weapons as you can. You just don't know what you got. Get the best. To me, he would be the best player available for them on that.
Dude, people are loving Joey's mock draft, saying it's from the heart and that they love it.
It is.
Joey, that's all you.
Joey's
all heart.
Especially when I look at these drafts that I'm seeing, especially freaking Zach Wilson. I want to come over there and throw your shitty ass Microsoft Surface tablet. Like, it's just I haven't seen enough from him. I don't get where any of these scouts came from to all of a sudden just pick the dude out of nowhere.
We'll watch some film after the show today.
I've watched plenty
and
of
I'll
film.
tell you,
I've watched plenty of film.
You take a risk on him. I mean, this
It's
was
a big risk.
This was the thing with Herbert coming out last year. Everyone's like, "Oh, he can't win the big
Exactly.
game. He's inconsistent. He's not going to have a good completion percentage in the pros." And sometimes just games translate better to the pros than others. And I think Zach
It's all
Wilson's going to be
risk.
one of those guys.
It's all a risk.
It is.
You don't know. I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into a successful quarterback in the NFL.
Right. Okay.
With that said, Joe
that's-
Burrow's the one that needs some help. So I'm going with the offensive line and protecting him. And this one, I didn't really know too much about him, but he was one of the best offensive linemen left on the board.
I like where your
It's
head's
the
at.
Northwestern offensive tackle, Rashawn Slater.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's the thing with an offensive lineman. There's really not much you can talk about.
No,
It's a big dude that's gonna protect, hopefully, and that's it.
Even when Joe Thomas went like #1 overall to Cleveland, it's like #1 overall, Joe Thomas. Okay, cool.
Yeah, don't hold the defense.
Linemen are so important, but it's so unsexy.
Yep.
It's so unsexy to
Yep.
draft a lineman.
Which is why when it comes to making a brand, if you go back a couple weeks ago, the offensive lineman, it's a tough one to make a brand. But if you do, you're a beast.
Yeah, go big fellas. We're rooting for you. I mean,
Heck yeah.
TJ Lang's done a great job of creating his own brand, and he's a
TJ
big
Lang
fella.
is amazing.
Because with big fellas normally comes big personalities too.
Exactly.
So, Corey, you gave your number 5 overall pick.
Yeah, Jamar.
Okay, and then we're going to go to number 6 for the Eagles. This is where I'm taking another wide receiver. Even though they drafted Jalen Reagor last year, I'm thinking Jalen Waddle here for the Eagles. Get them some more weapons. Even though now, I don't know, because it's no longer a Doug Peterson offense, so I don't know how they're planning on attacking the field. Normally, they love to lift the lid off the defense and go underneath to the tight end, but we don't know if Ertz is going to be there next year. Dallas Goedert's done a decent job of filling in, but he's not Zach Ertz. We know that. I just feel like you need to give them another weapon, give Jalen Hurts another weapon, and get that offense back on track.
Yeah, that's one way it could go. They could go. Honestly, they could go wide receiver, linebacker, or cornerback.
Yeah.
This case, I went with cornerback. I went with Patrick Surtain there.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, for me, it was just that he's the best cornerback prospect right there on the board. Go ahead, bring him in there. You got Slay already. He can help mentor him, and then boom.
That would be dangerous. Sertan and Slay on the outside.
And then just like you said, Doug Peterson is gone. You don't know where they're going with coaching.
Right.
Oddly enough, I don't know why he's in the finalists, but Adam Gase is getting a look at the Eagles, which boggles my mind because I wonder what does he have on these teams where he keeps getting hired.
I mean,
or even getting an interview.
Listen, I've heard Adam Gase is a very nice guy. Good family man, like nice guy. But he was a bad offensive coordinator in Chicago. He was a bad head coach in Miami. He was a bad head coach for the Jets. And the dude just keeps getting looks like, I want this dude's charmed life.
If you keep failing and succeeding at the same time.
And we all know guys
for
like
you.
that constantly fail up. Like
It's the plug. Who they know.
And what they have on those
Yep.
people they know.
Yep.
So I'm thinking like maybe he caught Goodell getting a crafty somewhere.
You never know.
You never know.
So, yeah, that's where I went with that one.
That's where you went. Joey, where are you at with your number 6
So who
pick?
do I still got on the board, you guys? the two sexiest players in the draft.
You got
Devontae Smith
and Fields.
and Justin Fields.
Okay.
So it's
well,
time,
I know you want Fields on the Lions, so I'm assuming.
It's time to drop them two. And I'm going to start with the newest Deshaun Jackson, Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith going to the Eagles.
Yes. It's obviously, if he lives this long on the draft,
right,
I think he'd be a great fit in Philly. But I truthfully don't know if he's going to last this long anymore.
Him and Jalen Reagor would be ridiculous together. Like, ridiculous together. Reagor is one of the fastest guys to come out last year. And then you tack on Smith to that. Woo! It's just Jalen Hurts doesn't – I don't know if he can throw the ball that well. That's the problem.
Even and then we're now hearing that with Peterson gone, that Wentz might be looking to stay put because that was one of the biggest things there. So, which again, I don't know what they're doing there, but I don't see how you take Hurts out,
right,
and go forward with Wentz after what you've seen from Wentz already. Unless they're thinking that there's nothing wrong with Wentz, they need to get somebody to come in there and fix him. Then you go in that.
What's the old saying? If you have two quarterbacks, you don't have one quarterback. And that's exactly what Philly's going through right now. If you're messing around, you don't know which one's going to be which, that means you don't have one. And that's scary.
You know what? Since I already don't have a quarterback going to us, I'm going to ask you something really crazy.
Okay.
Let's say Stafford stays here, right?
Yep.
You know Hurts doesn't really want to stay behind Wentz because Wentz is going to be there for a long time. Would you go ahead and pick up the phone and see what you can get for Hurts and, maybe have him play under Stafford for 1 year? Because Stafford is getting older and Wentz is not really that much older than Hurts. So you would at least know, or Hurts would at least know that at some point he's going to be the starter.
I like Jalen Hurts coming out of college. I don't know how well his game's going to transcend to the NFL level. We've seen him in the last couple games of the season. Obviously, he's more of a running quarterback than a passing quarterback at this point. So whatever team brings him on, you kind of got to take that Lamar Jackson approach and rebuild your whole offense around his skill set. And I don't know, man. I think you make the call. You have to make the call.
Just make the call.
Just make the call because if he is our backup, that's the best backup we're going to see for a long time.
I mean, you've seen the backups that we've had.
Yeah.
So,
and how much we pay them. Like, how much we paid Chase Daniel this year just still blows my mind. And then when it came time to play him, it was, we want to see what Driscoll can do again. It's like,
isn't he the highest paid backup quarterback right now?
Yes. And then when it came time for him to back up, they were like, no.
We give the other guy who we don't pay as much.
Yeah, we want the backup to the backup to see what we got out of our backup to the backup. It just blew my mind this season.
I just say you make the call because Stafford the past couple of seasons he's been getting banged up pretty badly, and then we're left looking how we've looked without him.
Right.
So I think you would just make the call, get the quality backup because they keep Wentz, you're gonna end up having a QB controversy, and you've already had a split locker room with some people, with a lot of people, I should say, a lot of the athletes now favoring Hurts because of his play.
No, I like it because we've talked about this several times. How nice would it have been this season? Obviously, we never want Matthew Stafford to be injured. Ideally, he plays all 16 games, every minute of every game, and we get the full potential out of him. But the last 2 seasons, he has been injured. And how much more fun would it have been to see the future come in? Even if they lost all those games, it'd be like, all right, he's getting his reps, he's getting his snaps, instead of, well, now we got Chase Daniel out there. Well, we can't build around Chase Daniel. He's not our future. So I love having that plan in play for the Lions. You ready?
I'm ready.
So we're doing number 7, and that is where the Detroit Lions pick.
And with the 7th pick.
With the 7th overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, your Detroit Lions actually I was going to let Corey do it because Corey, give your pick because I'm going to steal your thunder. We have the same pick.
Kwity Paye.
Kwity Paye, baby.
I think that you want to add a few pieces to the offense, but you don't need to draft anybody that high. The offense is not really the problem. But that defense is bad. And they cannot get any type of rush on the quarterback at all. They need to or just stopping the run. They need somebody up on that D line. You got to go with Paye at that number.
Well, I mean, and you look at what the Washington Redskins have done the past couple years. Yes, the Redskins aren't world beaters right now, but you look at their front four, and my God, you don't want to block these guys. You don't want to be involved in that game. And I want the Lions to get back there like when we had Fairley and Sue and Ansah. Like, that's when the Lions were playing at their very, very best, and we got to get back there. So I'm with you. I got Pay going at number 7 to the Lions. Once again, not a super sexy pick. It's not like, it's a defensive lineman, but they make all the difference. Look at what Aaron Donald does for the Rams. Right.
And again, I go back to what Adrian Peterson said. He said that he would love to stay in Detroit, but he does not want to stay for another rebuild. We've all seen what the problem has been over the past couple of years. A defensive guru as the head coach could not get the defense to work.
Right.
So go ahead and start there. I'm not saying he's going to be the next Ndamukong Suh or Aaron Donald or anything like that, but you got somebody quality right there. Take him there.
Barmore about to be the next Sue.
Oh, and we've seen Michigan players transition well into the NFL.
Yep.
Like, even though, Rashawn Gary didn't tear it up at Michigan, he does really well for the Packers.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll take that at a number 7 pick. Joey, I think we all know where Joey's going on this, but Joey.
If somehow this miracle lives to where Justin Fields is still on the board, that is my dream quarterback right now, because what better than – because I know we're keeping Stafford. I got the inside scoop. I really didn't. I'm just pretending. I really want Matthew Stafford to still stay because his time in Detroit is not done.
Right.
We're going through this rebuild, new coach, new GM coming soon, and Justin Fields is going to be the best fit in Detroit because it's just a good shift to the offense.
Right.
And the biggest thing that he needs right now is just that leadership that Matthew Stafford has, because I see them both having the same heart on the field. You see the hit that he took against Clemson.
Yep.
You see the way he gets right back up. I can't believe I'm cheering for an Ohio State guy again, but it's just the heart in him. You saw from Coach Day, Stick's older cousin, that
Coach Day.
The heart that kid has is a lion, and it's a Detroit Lion.
The fact
coming
that
in at number
the
7.
fact that Coach Day said that about him has really excited you. Like, you've been hanging on to that quote now for several weeks.
And I've loved the guy for a few weeks now. I've always liked him, but I was just caught to the whole. I was stuck on the whole he's a Buckeye. He's a Buckeye. But then I
no
started
one cares.
realizing,
Yeah.
like, really, we got to get this dude, man. The talent is there.
No, I mean, once they come to the pros and once they're Lions, like, it's like I went to St. Mary's, you went to Brother Rice. In high school, I'd be like, I'd never hang out with a Brother Rice
Right.
kid. Like, screw Brother Rice. But now we work for the same team, man. We're on Team Woodward Sports, so we're boys.
A little different with the Ohio State rivalry.
Yeah, listen, my hatred for Ohio
Yep.
State runs deep, and I have a very good
Since
reason.
childhood.
I have a very good reason to hate those guys.
Yeah.
But once we drafted Taylor Decker and he did well, I don't care that he's got that big ugly O on his arm. Just block for Stafford.
Right.
And I wouldn't care if Justin Fields came here because he went to Ohio State. Just get me into the playoffs, get me a playoff win, and you could go. You could wear Ohio. We could change to Ohio State colors for all I care if we get to that point.
And I watch Ohio State games, and I'm just jealous. The style of offense, the fun that they have, the leadership that Justin Fields has on the field is just so great to watch.
Joey's hitting the devil's lettuce this morning. That's what Dan Notini just said. Yeah, no, listen, I know you want him there, and it's a similar situation to, like I said, the Falcons. You bring in this young guy, you sit him behind your certified starter for a year and a half, and then we go from there. Or if Stafford, unfortunately, has a little injury this next year, we plug in Fields and see what we got. I love that a lot better than plugging in Chase Daniel. And Chase, if you're watching right now, I have nothing against you. I don't know you personally. I'm just saying you're not our future.
No. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he knows that too.
Yeah, I mean, he's a career backup.
Yeah.
Not that you don't have skills. I would love to be a backup quarterback in the NFL. That's the best job you can have in the NFL.
If you go somewhere where you're playing against the Lions, maybe you'll shine against us and then become a star. That's kind of a popular thing that happens.
Well, that's why we signed him. He whooped our ass when he was with the Bears, and we're like, oh, that guy that whooped our ass, come over here so you don't do that again.
It never works.
Have Mitch Trubisky, who's going to whoop our ass.
Yep.
So, Corey, me and you agreed at number 7. Alex, do you got an opinion on who the Lions should pick? We haven't really talked to you today on this.
I mean, we said my personal pick was Micah Parsons, but you guys had him going a lot earlier. But if it's a defensive guy, I'll be happy because the defense has just been like you said, so atrocious, and that has to be our number one priority.
Right.
Devontae Smith is obviously the appealing pick, but I don't think he goes that far, especially after putting up a hat trick in the national championship game.
In the first half.
Yeah, in the first half, and then
What about Justin Fields? You think he'll live?
like make it to number 7?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I like Atlanta at number 4. I think the route of getting a backup quarterback to your veteran, like how the Packers did with Jordan Love this past draft,
right?
The successor to Aaron Rodgers. I think that approach is going to be a lot more popular in the coming drafts. So.
As it should be. It's called having a game plan and thinking ahead.
Yeah.
Like if you're constantly working in the moment, you're never going to be able to build ever.
Yep.
So who would you ideally like there? You gave us a bunch of answers. Who's your one guy that you'd really like?
Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons?
If he's there at 7, we got to take him.
All right. Solid pick, man. So that's our Lions picks. And we're down to number 8, the Panthers. They need a lot of weapons pretty much everywhere. But I got them kind of taking a luxury pick here in Kyle Pitts, the tight end. Ian Thomas is their tight end right now. I know a lot about Ian Thomas because I had him in my Dynasty League, and I held onto him for 3 years, hoping he would become something. This was the year that Greg Olsen was gone, and he was supposed to take over that number 1 slot at tight end. Wah, wah, wah. Fell flat on his face, did nothing. Wah, 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 wah. So I dropped him from my Dynasty team, and the Panthers got to drop him and pick up Kyle Pitts. That's where I'm going with that draft pick.
Ooh. I went with Zach Wilson there.
Oh, they do need a quarterback.
Me too.
They went up. They need a quarterback. We know PJ Walker is not in their long-term plans. Only time PJ Walker can play is when he has to go against the Lions. Teddy Bridgewater, as much as I like Teddy Bridgewater, he's not.
He's Teddy Bridgewater.
He's Teddy Bridgewater.
Right.
He's a good backup or a serviceable starter.
He's Chase Daniel.
He's a transition quarterback. When you get Zach Wilson, you have your quarterback for the next decade. You can go ahead and build around him. You don't have to play him immediately. I don't know how Bridgewater will feel knowing that his potential replacement is right behind him, but there you go.
Was Bridgewater on a 1-year deal?
Yeah.
So you know what?
Okay.
I think you still bring him back for 1 year. But even then, if you choose not to bring him back, you still go with Zach Wilson.
Yeah, and I like what Matt Rule has done with that offense and what he's done there. You give him a young mobile quarterback and let him go. So that's
I'm the exact same. They're just not committed to Bridgewater, and I think let's just get that Zach Wilson dude off the board. That's my reasoning.
All right, let's move on to number 9, the Denver Broncos. Last year, first round they went wide receiver. Second round they went wide receiver. I don't think they're going to go wide receiver this year in
Safe
either
to
round.
say.
Yeah, so this is where I'm putting Patrick Surtain.
Okay.
The Broncos need help on defense. You get them a shutdown corner to go with the guys that they drafted last year. I mean, on offense, they got Noah Fant. They got KJ Hamler.
Okay.
Who's
that?
He's out of Orchard Lake St. Mary's. They got Drew Lock, and then, of course, their number 1 overall, Jerry Jeudy, last year. So they have the weapons on offense. This is where you got to get them the special weapons on defense. Patrick Surtain going there. I almost put the Lions taking Surtain, too. I thought that would have been interesting, but you don't like that pick?
No. Well, you know what? Take that back.
You have them going to the Eagles ahead.
I'll tell you this much.
Okudah Part 2.
Oh,
No. It's not Okudah Part 2 because if the Lions had took Okudah at the number that they have now, 7, I would have not even had an issue with Okudah's season.
Right.
Even with all the drama and stuff that he had. But when you take Okudah at 3, I have a big problem because I'm expecting Prime Timer or Charles Woodson.
Okay.
But Surtain, okay, I can see it.
At number 9, that's a great pick for the Broncos.
That's a good one. I had for number 9, I had Micah Parsons going there.
Okay.
Got Von Miller there.
Yep.
Who better than learn under Von Miller? Got another franchise staple in defense going for the next decade.
So we both think Denver should focus on defense. Joey, who you got?
I got Micah at 3. You got him at 9. So since Micah's already off the board for me from Penn State, I'm going to Tulsa. Taking their linebacker, Zaven Collins. And this dude is going to be racking up them sacks.
I love this.
This guy is an animal.
Joey, you dug deep for your top 10.
Yeah, my thing is I looked at a lot of these players, and you always see them just coming from the best schools, and I do not agree with that.
Right.
I get, yes, Alabama's going to probably have 56 people going in the first round.
The whole damn team.
And it's just like that's not how I think. I think that Zaven, when you watch him, he's just a defensive leader.
Yep.
He's the kind of guy that will get the sack and go crazy, hype up the entire team, and would be a good fit.
I like that, man. That'd be an interesting pick for them. They
Yeah.
need that. I mean, I think we all agree they need defense. So I'm glad we were all in line there. It's just what position are they going to attack? And then to wrap up the top 10, the Cowgirls. Who do you think they're going to take? I got them taking Jalen Phillips, the defensive lineman out of Miami.
Beast too.
He's cold.
He's big. He's Dallas. Like, when I look at that guy, it's like, okay, this guy belongs in Dallas, man. He's going to have that thick-ass gold chain on before the game. Just going to be a beast in the middle. Like, I got him going to Dallas at number 10.
You know what? I think I messed up this pick.
Uh-oh.
I'm not
man.
gonna lie, because I woke up this morning. I'm like, why did I send him? But I'm gonna stick to my guns. I went with Jalen Waddle at 10.
Okay.
I just said, you know what?
After they drafted last year?
That's what I said. That's why I said I've kind of flubbed on this pick, because as I did more research, I'm thinking that they should have went ahead and went tight end and went with what my guy out of what's that school?
Who, Pitts?
Yeah, Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
So that's really when I woke up this morning. I was thinking Kyle Pitts, because I'm like, okay, they got Amari Cooper, they got CeeDee Lamb,
They got Michael Gallup.
Yeah, they got Michael
They
Gallup.
don't need another wide receiver.
They don't need another wide receiver. So
gotta get the
I
quarterback
said
figured out,
Jalen
too.
Waddle, but I'm gonna go ahead and flip right now to Kyle Pitts.
I like that. Hey, it's draft day, man. You can make split-second
Yeah.
decisions like that. Next thing you know, you're trading up 3 picks, and you got the next 3 over number 1 picks. Yeah, I don't think that would be a bad move for them at tight end. Dalton Schultz did actually a pretty good job filling in for when he had to this year.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way they're drafting a wide receiver after they took CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, I just thought about that. I was like, why did I say another wide receiver? They need to go tight end. So,
Yeah.
So for me,
who you got, Joey, to wrap up our top 10?
So if Dak Prescott could get back to full health,
Okay.
I could see the Dallas Cowboys being a playoff contender if they get their defense right.
Yeah.
And they're going to need, who I still have on the board,
Uh-oh.
from Alabama, Patrick Surtain.
There you go.
If he lives on until this pick, I think he'd be a great fit for Dallas.
That's another guy you could see in a Dallas
Yeah.
Cowboy. Like, he has the swag, he has the culture. His dad's gonna be in the stands. Like, that is definitely somebody I could see playing for Dallas.
And if he doesn't go that high, there's actually a lot of boards that have him going at 10 to the Cowboys.
Okay. So
So-
that'd be a good fit.
That'd be a hell of a fit.
Look, they even copied my mock draft. That's what I'm talking about.
Copy from Woodward Sports as usual.
So we'll put up all 3 of our mock drafts today on woodwardsports.com, and obviously leading up to the draft, we'll update these as we go. But I mean, there are some disagreements, but I think we all have at least a general idea of where we think everybody should be drafting.
We don't have anybody going super crazy like some of these boards having freaking Zach Wilson as two.
Stickhead Mallory.
I've seen 4.
I've actually seen one board that had Zach Wilson over Justin Fields, and I was just like, did I read that right?
I've seen a couple like that, man. Yeah, it's
The thing
that's
too is,
interesting.
with his last performance in the national championship on Monday, I feel like a lot of people really feel like he just folds under pressure.
Yeah.
And you could look at it that way, but you could also look at it as, look what he did when the pressure was on against Clemson.
Right.
But I think that he was still hurt playing in that game. So I don't let that one change my opinion on him.
You shouldn't let one loss. Like, look at the totality of his career at Ohio State, and then we can figure out, exactly what he is. If you look at one loss against a stacked Alabama team, I mean, they whooped everybody's butt this year. So
2 losses in his entire career, and they were both in the college football playoff. So
yeah,
the kid knows how to win.
he does, and we'll see if he can transition that to the NFL. Hopefully, he doesn't pull a Dwayne Haskins.
I just thought of something.
What?
I'm gonna kind of follow me on this.
I'm following you, Corey. What you got?
When Troy Weaver, new Detroit Pistons general manager, he came in, guns blazing, and what did he do? He was pretty much like Sonny Weaver on draft day with all of the moves, making all the transactions to make us better. Do you see the Lions' new GM coming in and making any draft day trades to move up and grab that QB?
I mean, the talks have been, since the Patriots have so many picks, that may be something we look at, is trading with the Patriots, like not only Matthew Stafford involved in that, or packaging Stafford in the 7 for something. I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know what the Lions are thinking when it comes to a GM, and we're actually going to talk about that next. Let's take a quick break real quick, and we'll be back in 30 seconds to talk about Lions GM update and coach update.
And we back.
And we back. Lions GM, head coach, Corey was kind of touching on it earlier. Will they make moves during the draft? Will they make a lot of trades? I don't know because I'm still afraid they're going to get a GM before they're going to get a head coach before they get a GM, and that may change how they approach the draft because if the coach wants this player and the GM wants this and they're already butting heads, who knows what's going to happen in that situation. So that's why you want the GM to hire your coach so everybody's on the same page going into the draft. But I could see them making some trades. I was hoping last year they'd at least, trade down that number 3 lottery pick to number 5, number 7, get a couple extra picks maybe in the second round or something.
And then if they would have got Okudah, I would have been okay.
Oh, that would have been a home run. And honestly, after the draft, that was really my only critique is I thought it was a great draft last year for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, they hit on pretty much all of their draft picks last year. Okudah's yet to be seen.
Right.
But
I mean, we got rid of Slay, so it was a good move still.
Right.
Just a little bit too soon.
Yeah.
I would have preferred the half Slay and Okudah, and Okudah could have learned under Slay, but whatever.
Right. So let's get into what's going on with the Lions head coach and GM talk. The guy from Seattle, he's out now.
Yeah, he's definitely out. He just went ahead and signed an extension. I believe it's going to keep him through 2027.
Yep.
So much for that.
Yeah, so much for the Seattle GM. But Dodds was in yesterday.
Yeah, Dodds interviewed yesterday, and the Lions have already set up a second interview with the Rams director of college scouting, Brad Holmes. So they're going to be I think he's going to be brought in for a second interview. So looks like something may be brewing right there.
Nice. Any other updates of who they're bringing in? I know yesterday the what was his name? The coach from the Saints.
Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell, yep.
Dan Campbell is reportedly a favorite now. He wowed a lot of the Lions front office. I'm actually going to have an article up, that's going to go up after the show with my top 4 picks of who should be the Lions' next head coach. I might tweak it to get it, push it up to 5, but Dan Campbell would be interesting. I think the one thing that Campbell has over Saleh is that while Saleh is from, Metro Detroit, Dearborn native, Dan Campbell does know the Lions organization because he played here for 2 years as a tight end.
Right.
So with his presentation, that's probably what impressed him because he knows the inner workings. But at the same time, that could be a bit of a concern because we're bringing somebody who was here during a losing era.
Right.
So
he knows the culture.
Yeah, he knows the culture.
I mean, honestly, anybody who's been here for the past 50 years has been a part of a losing era. So it's tough to judge Dan Campbell on that. But, yeah, they're bringing in – they're going fast and furious. Yesterday, we didn't hear Saleh locked in for the Jets, which I thought we would by the end of the day.
But did you hear that he's still there?
Is he still in New York?
So that he's still continuing the meetings over there and meeting with the ownership today.
So that may take him out of the running.
Yeah. I'm thinking I'm gonna go with stick on this one. I thought that when they flew him out there, that was just like a mere formality. Like they're just going to go away. They're coming out there just to make sure everybody's on the same page before we actually sign the contract. If they're still continuing on the second day, I don't know.
Yeah, that means money talks are happening.
And the ownership now.
Yeah.
And for me, that means that the Lions, if that is their guy, because it was Campbell rose as a favorite after the whole reports of Saleh flying over to New York.
Right.
So if Saleh's still in play, Lions need to go ahead and pick up that phone.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the update on where we're at with the coaching. We'll keep you updated throughout the day. Corey comes running through Woodward Sports about 100 miles an hour, showing everybody his phone when he's got an update.
I'm just I'm on my phone right now, just kind of like just refreshing to see if anything happened. That's why I'm just looking down like, okay. Nothing.
Corey's always like a proud kid when he has a new toy. When he's like, breaking news, look! Breaking news! He shows everybody around here, like holds it up on the glass for everybody.
It's like he got the new iPhone.
Corey's our
or
Adam
something.
Schefter.
He is our Adam Schefter. He beat Adam Schefter to a couple stories already.
Hey, man, you know, what can I say?
Everything
What
is.
can I say? What can I say? So while we were talking about the Lions, we kind of wanted to get into, I saw an article about the worst penalties called so far in the playoffs. Did you guys see this article?
No, I didn't.
And
Okay.
you know what the thing is, though? These refs, they all need to go see Dr. Yeldo because I don't know what they're doing. They can't see anything. So I got to give a quick shout out to Dr. Yeldo because that's my boy. I was talking to the team yesterday, and we're just excited that they're a part of the Woodward Sports Network, and that's why I'm here to tell you that I firsthand went and got LASIK done, custom LASIK with cats. Dr. Yeldo's the guy. He's done over 20,000 of the exact same procedures that Stick and I did.
Yep.
Got that 2015 vision. So call for your free evaluation at 1-800-398-EYES or just go to YeldoEyeCenter.com. And now back to the shitty referees.
I'm about to do that because I'm sick of cleaning my glasses.
Yeah, you should, man.
Yeah.
I'm
Are
telling
scared?
you, it's the best
Are you
thing.
scared? Be honest.
I'm not scared. I was just when I told you when my optometrist told me that it would be illegal to do LASIK on my eyes, I'm like,
Illegal?
damn. I think one of you guys said it best. He was just trying to get me to get another pair of
I was
glasses.
gonna say, what is an optometrist supposed to say? Yeah, go there; they'll fix your eyes forever, or you can keep giving me $500 every year.
You know what's funny?
Like, what are they supposed to say?
You know what's funny? Is I'm engaged to optometrist.
Yeah.
So I'm in the middle of both of them right now.
Is it a racket for them? Do they know?
What do you mean?
What?
Oh, does Dr. Yeldo know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong, you know. It's just you get the best from both, you know.
Right.
But-
So let's get into these playoffs. So these were some of the calls so far during the playoffs that have been the worst calls. And the first one that we're going to watch is between we got the Washington football team and the Bucks. We're going to throw it up on the screen behind us. Here we go right now. So they did not call this pass interference. They did not call.
Clear second before he even touched the ball.
So it's not only bad calls, it's no calls. Like, dude gets tackled before the ball even gets there.
The ref, it doesn't look like the ref was looking in his direction.
Right.
Like, look, he looks over there to the sideline.
So that's one. Go
That's
ahead.
the back judge, and his job is to watch the quarterback and see if any roughing the passer calls, God forbid, if they happen to happen.
He
But-
just has a beeline right there.
But it's like
Yeah.
your eye is always on the ball and the receiver if the ball's in the air. So, like, how do you miss that? I don't get it.
I honestly don't think this is a terrible call. This is
It's a terrible call. What are
No,
you talking
this
about?
is in super slow motion, and this is like a really bang play. So, like, yeah, he's there like a split second before the ball.
Did he
is.
interfere with the pass being caught?
Yeah, he did.
Then it's pass interference.
I get what you're saying.
It's pass interference, but I understand why the ref missed the call.
Yeah, no, it's okay that they miss calls. They're humans.
Yeah.
Calls are going to be missed, but damn, this is the playoffs.
Especially like this, it's a reviewable play.
And then we get the worst taunting call in NFL history with Cole Kmet. This was funny. He caught a 1-yard pass on the sidelines, and he was flagged for taunting. And it honestly wasn't taunting. He was just kind of throwing the ball to the referee, and they thought he was throwing it at Jenkins.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I feel you, ref number 42. He only threw the flag because he dropped the ball and he was embarrassed.
He didn't want to be embarrassed.
100%. He dropped the ball and he was like, all right, I'm throwing this flag.
But he just tossed the ball at the referee, and they thought he was tossing it at the player, taunting him, which obviously you can't do. But how is this taunting?
Hey,
He's
watch
like,
42
here you go,
right
ref,
there.
catch
Watch.
the ball.
Boop,
Oh,
he
I
dropped
missed
it.
He's like, I missed the ball.
Hey,
Shit.
that happens to me. I'm throwing the flag too.
And then we got the offensive pass interference confusion with the Ravens and the Titans. This was also an interesting call. This was the first non-call that happened in the first quarter with A.J. Brown when he just like literally shoved off the defender. If that was Kelvin Johnson in a Lions uniform, that is a disqualification from the game. That is a $50,000 penalty, and that is 15
Targeting.
Yeah,
Targeting somehow.
And targeting somehow.
Targeting.
Ejection.
But it's pretty clear. I mean, he pushed off of him.
Yep.
But listen, if that happened with the Lions fans,
Hey, if you're a Titans fan, you are not complaining because you got by.
And then we got another one. Is this offensive pass interference is the question. Once again, this is between the Ravens and the Titans. That's A.J. Brown pushing off again. But, yeah, this is another one.
And that's my thing, too. Like, with these calls, it's anytime if this were to be in a Lions uniform, the flag would have been thrown.
And then the call that almost cost the game and almost gave Indy an extra shot to score a touchdown. This is kind of like the butt recovery when he wasn't down. Uh-oh, you got breaking news?
Yeah, I saw this one. Little alert came across my phone, and I like to just do a little bit of research, make sure who's reporting what. But reports are that the Detroit Lions have offered the general manager job to Pittsburgh's Kevin Colbert.
Kevin Colbert.
Oh.
I mean, you know how much I like the Pittsburgh culture,
They
so I ain't
offered-
mad at that.
Yeah, I wanted to just double check because I seen it come across my phone. I was like, all right, let me just look up here, just make sure, and it's no.
What's that?
I don't got the other Ravens plays, guys. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I just had to look on here just to make sure because I don't like reporting stuff and it's not true.
Right.
But a couple of well-trusted sources are saying that it's gonna go. It's if it doesn't happen soon, then it's not gonna happen at all.
So wait, they did make an offer, or they
made an offer. They made an offer, but if he doesn't accept it soon, then it's not gonna happen.
What kind of offer is that?
That's some disrespect.
Right, like, hey man, here's your offer. You got 5 minutes.
I'm gonna hate the Steelers if they don't even accept it. Come on.
So do the Steelers have to release this guy, or is he just up for grabs?
That's what I'm still doing right now. I'm just looking
Okay.
up a couple of things to see how that kind of works out.
All right, well, let's get back into some of these bad calls. Alex, you got the Indy Buffalo one, right? This call almost cost them the game. He was clearly off the ground. This was clearly a fumble, but they called it down on the field, and that's exactly what happened. Oh, you don't have that one?
No, I got the Lions call.
Okay, well, that's what we were going to do. We were going to switch over to the Lions.
Some of the Lions worst calls.
Yes, that's exactly where I wanted to go with this. Because, I mean,
this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt so much.
There are some Lions missed calls that we absolutely have to discuss during this. And
I know one for sure who you're going to put.
which one?
Calvin Johnson.
I mean, the Calvin's one. Anybody else got any guesses of which ones are going to be in this mix? I mean, one of my favorites is the Jim Schwartz one where he threw the flag too soon. That was a good one.
Packers
we got
one
penalized.
with the face mask.
Oh, yeah, the grab you by
Or
the
the
shoulder
horse collar,
pad
yep.
face mask.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see which ones you got.
Yeah, which ones you got, Alex? Just throw them on up there, and we'll see if we can remember these calls. Obviously, you got to talk about the Dallas Cowboy call, too.
Oh, the fumble.
Oh, no, this is – okay, so this is when he clearly bats it out of the end zone, which is illegal, and it should have been our ball. But the ref said he didn't bat the ball out of the end zone. And watch this right here. Like, Calvin doesn't know what the hell's going on. He's like, my whole career has been like this. What is going on?
I'm going to retire.
Right. Like, I'm out of here.
Literally.
So
Was this after the Calvin Johnson rule?
Yes, that was after the Calvin Johnson rule.
Screwed over left and right.
And then what other one you got up there, Alex? Let's go to
Our
this one.
favorite.
Oh, here it is, the playoff game. And they called it pass interference on the field and then picked up the flag.
Clean.
Like-
clean defense. Look at
Look
that.
at
That is
yeah.
some clean defense.
How? Just how? And you know what? A lot of people bitch about that cost us the game.
My favorite, my man put his hands up in the air like, I'm clean.
That's when you know they're dead. Like, that's when you know they did wrong. Like, whenever you see an NBA player, like,
Exactly.
Like,
It's
you-
like you do like drive at me and I go like this, but my hands were up.
no.
My hands were up. I didn't lie to you.
I was like this. But that ended up costing the Lions that playoff game. Shortly after that, Sam Martin shanked a punt for about 7 yards, and then we had the ball with about 5 minutes left, hoping to go back down and score, but the Lions couldn't get it done. The only good part about this is what happened to the Cowboys the next week. You remember that?
Karma.
Yes. Des Bryant catches the ball, reaches for the end zone, ball hits the ground, and they call it a non-catch.
Yup.
So at least we had that going for us.
That
Which
did nothing for us, though.
no, it did nothing.
That's
for
what's
us.
frustrating.
But that is one of the most atrocious calls. And then do you have Jim Schwartz? I believe we have the Schwartz one up there.
Who was that
That's
versus
when-
the Texans?
No, it was when Justin Forsett. He was pretty much down for Seattle.
Yeah.
And then he got up and started running. Everybody in the stadium knew he was down. Jim Schwartz knew he was down. The whole defense knew he was down. and all of a sudden, no, he's not down.
Yeah, no, we can blame Adam. I don't got it.
Is that the last Lions one that you have, or do you got one more?
Yeah.
Those
We
were
have
it?
the two.
The only
Just the
two?
two.
I sent Adam 6. Thanks,
Ran off
Adam.
on us.
Yeah, appreciate you, Adam. You're the best. So
But it's so embarrassing. Like in Detroit, where we can say that we've dealt with this, and TJ Lang, we had him on the show last week, and he talks about how he was in Green Bay winning Super Bowls, and everything was just fine. They called clean calls against them, but it's just the disrespect when you play in Detroit.
Right.
Refs really are out to get you.
And that really, honestly, like we always had that theory, the refs hate Detroit, but hearing it from TJ Lang, who like protected Aaron Rodgers and got special treatment, never a holding call, same technique, and then he brought that technique to Detroit, and now all of a sudden it's illegal and he's getting called for it. To me, that is like, that opened my eyes to a lot of things. So if NFL players are believing it, they're in the league. I'm not in the league.
Right,
I'm
we're
just watching on TV. Right.
We're watching. We're watching the same thing that everybody watching this right now is.
Right, and I'm a Lions fan, so obviously I'm going to side with the Lions on most of these calls.
Yep.
He's not, like, he grew up here, but he's not a Lions fan. He was employed by the Packers to protect Aaron Rodgers, did a damn good job at that. But for him to notice the difference is kind of scary to me, because how did the Lions ever get out of that?
I was just about to ask you that. Like, it's a blatant show of lack respect for the organization. So how do they do that? Do they have a coach? The next coach, challenges that? Does the organization step up and say something like, "Where do you go from here?" Because it's happened on more than one occasion that the Lions, just in the postseason, but the Lions have been the victims of bad calls.
Yeah.
And truthfully, I look at this and I think that the league has something out against Matthew Stafford himself too, because you look at the way that his offensive line is protecting him. If you do protect him well, you're going to get a flag.
Right.
Or else you just let the guys just freaking walk past you, which we see happening often, and that's why Matthew Stafford's getting beat up so much. So it's just a lose-lose for offensive linemen.
But I think you gotta win. That's it. That's how you overcome this, is you become a winning team. Like, look at the Browns right now. They're going to get a lot more, they're going to get better calls. Like, Baker's going to get better calls now that they're a winning team. And it's just how it is in basketball, too. Like, if you're the winning seasoned vet, you're going to get the calls over the rookie. And if you've proven to be a bad team for a long period of time, they're just going to be like, yeah, that's the Lions.
But it's trash.
I know. Listen, you dug yourself a hole. It makes it harder to get out of. But you can't make any excuses. You just got to get out of the hole.
Like if you're in the draft this year, like for example, Panay from Oregon, the offensive lineman, do you look at this and say, "Oh, I really hope I don't go to Detroit because of that," or do they not know this inside scoop yet? Probably.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, it's. I mean, how the players trash this organization within the past 2 years, and I'm talking about Slay, Diggs, Snacks. I mean, pretty much everybody.
A'Shawn Robinson, Ziggy Ansah.
The whole damn team is trashed as soon as they left.
I was surprised by A'Shawn Robinson on that one too.
I was more surprised about. Okay, take that back. Were you surprised by what he said or what was said to him?
What he said. Well, I guess it goes both ways.
It goes both ways.
It does go both ways.
Because when Patricia said,
Yeah.
I guess Patricia apparently told him that he was going to take his career away from him. Like, who in the hell says that?
Right.
Somebody that has very, very insecure insides.
Somebody that no longer has a head coaching job.
Yeah,
That knows his career is going to be
took
taken
his
away
career
from
from
him.
himself by being a horrible coach.
Yep.
Just a horrible coach. So, yeah, we just kind of wanted to touch on those plays. If you guys have any other plays that you remember the Lions getting screwed on, post them in the chat. We got people posting the Chiefs play in here. We still have more of the Dallas play. And shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now on Facebook, everybody that's
the Chiefs
commenting
play.
on YouTube right now, and everybody who's retweeted on Twitter and interacting with us there. We appreciate you. It's a Woodward Sports. We're going to take a 15-second break here from Northwestern Tech, and then we'll be right back to talk about two big things that happened in Michigan yesterday.
We wake up every day with a choice. Keep going down the same unfulfilling path or start chasing the life we dream about. At Northwestern Tech, we want to make that choice easier by allowing you to keep working your job while training for a real career in heating and cooling. And our hands-on program is only 10.5 months. So getting in the field and building a career and actually waking up with a purpose could be a lot easier than you think. Northwestern Tech, the HVAC school that works.
So 2 things happened yesterday in Michigan. One of them was very good, and the other one, I'm not going to say it's good or bad. It is what it is. And obviously, if you didn't hear the news, Rick Snyder, the former governor of Michigan, is now being charged in the Flint water scandal. They haven't listed what the charges are or how he's being charged. But if you look at the totality of this, he was the one who made the decision to switch the Flint water over to using Flint River water, which wasn't clean and has caused hundreds of thousands of people to not only be sick, to die. Like, it's a very ugly, ugly, ugly thing that we see happen in third world countries that happened right here about 30 minutes up the road, and still happening to this day because they still haven't fixed it.
That's crazy to me, is the fact that it's still going on too.
Honestly, I remember when we did a water drive. It was me, you, Jay Towers. We were up
Fox 2 News was out there.
Yeah, Fox 2 News was up there, and we were at 13 Mile and Woodward. And, someone came up to me, and they're like, oh, I didn't have water right now. I wish I could do more. And I remember saying to them, help in a year when nobody's giving a shit. And I literally said that to them, because that's how these...
Thousands and, honestly, a couple 100,000 bottles of water were donated that day at that location alone.
Right. But once again, I felt bad saying that to that person, but you knew this is where it was going to be. When it first kicked off, everybody's willing to help. Everybody's willing to bring water. And then it's like, all right, I gave water. What more can I do? And here we are 2 years, 3 years, 4 years later from when we were doing that. And they're still dealing with water issues. And I'm happy somebody's being held accountable for it. I don't know Snyder's input in this, but if you're the man, you got to be the man.
And why did it take so long? That's my question.
That's the biggest thing for me. Like, I'm with Stick on, I want to see the charges.
Right.
I want to see, I'm agree. Somebody should have been held accountable for it. But I want to see what exact role he played in everything, every single detail that we can find out, because it was crazy. Through my last, employer, I was able to go up there right when it first happened. There was Russell Simmons and a few other people.
Yeah, everybody was helping.
They were helping, and I was actually able to for the whole day. I was his photographer for that day, through that paper, and to see the people, to go in their homes and see the tears in their eyes, a woman had her son and she could not bathe him properly or give him the water because the water was contaminated. They had the testers right there, and you're able to see some of the stuff. It was a bad look.
It's was horrifying.
And you're killing people. You're affecting their lives, and that cannot just go unpunished.
Well, and here's the thing. We haven't even seen what the trickle effect from this is going to be. I mean, imagine all these kids that were brought up drinking this water and what it's going to cause in their systems down the road and what it's doing to that whole community. You still see Rasheed Wallace going up there and helping from time to time. You still see people giving back, but it's not at the level it was a couple years ago. And honestly, even though he's getting sued, they still need to fix the problem. Suing people is great, but you got to fix the problem. You know what?
That's kind of, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was actually there for that too. Rasheed Wallace and Steven Jackson, who's famous, who was in the brawl here, they have been in Detroit routinely, still going in, not just in the Flint, but they come in the inner city, giving water, doing the donations. So the fact that all these years later it's still happening,
right?
And I don't get it.
I don't think anybody with a heart or a soul shouldn't get it, I think is the point. It's out of a movie almost. It just doesn't seem real how politicians could let this shit slide for so long to where it's affecting families like this. And then just be like, well, I tried.
I don't know the inner workings of infrastructure and how, getting new pipes and everything like that works, but we see how the government was able to step in and give everybody stimulus checks.
Right.
I don't see how the government could not step in, look at Flint as the crisis that it is, and not do something for that entire city. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, and it's just, how high up does the blame go? That's really my question. We've gotten to Snyder, but beyond that,
there's a lot of people involved.
There is. This wasn't just one man switching over the pipes. There were people that gave recommendations. There were people that... So this is going to be a very in-depth thing. I'm sure this won't be resolved for many, many years. But, yesterday got the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Michigan is suing former Governor Snyder for the Flint water crisis. So we just wanted to touch on that because, to me, that's the biggest news in Michigan yesterday.
For sure. I mean, it's been the biggest news for years and years.
Yeah, but now his ass is getting, is getting it. Another big news in Michigan yesterday, University of Michigan.
Ass whooping.
I just said if they were going to win, I would start considering them as a natty, favorite. But I didn't think, it was going to get like that.
See, and the final score too, when you say 77-54, does not even sum up this game.
No, they went on like a 41-3 run at one point in this game. They were up by 40 during a point of this. Like I turned on the TV and I was watching it last night. And I tweeted out, oh my God, they're up by 35 right now.
I'm not joking. If we were out there, us 5 in this room were out there, we probably could have performed better than Wisconsin in that spree right there. Because that was embarrassing. Because this isn't just the basketball team. This is the number 9th ranked in the country, Wisconsin. So it is just crazy to see that.
And Michigan made college basketball history yesterday.
Did they?
They are the first team in college basketball history to beat 3 ranked teams in a row by at least 19 points.
Good Lord.
It's crazy fact right there.
That is a beat down of that's tough to do, and obviously because it's never been done before. So that is tough to do. The game was great. It was fun to watch if you're a Michigan fan. If you're a Wisconsin fan, I'm sorry.
Or even a Michigan State fan.
Yeah. Alex said he didn't watch the game last night, but it was an ass whooping, Alex. I think you would have enjoyed it.
I disagree.
I disagree. Young Wagner looks amazing. That guy can play.
Wagner.
I mean, he had dunks, he had steals, he had chase down blocks. We got a couple highlights that are going to be played behind us. And it was just a great game for Michigan last night. I love their big center. He was crazy.
Dickerson?
Dickerson,
That's
yeah.
your boy.
Look at this putback right here. And look at the Michigan bench. The Michigan bench goes absolutely crazy.
And the score at this point was like already up by 20 or 30 or so,
yeah,
wasn't
this
it?
was to put them up like 26, and that's how hard they were going, being up 26.
I love Isaiah Livers, man. He's so good.
Look at that put back. Yeah.
I just wish
I'm
fans
so
were able to
happy
enjoy
for
that.
them.
I just wish fans were able to enjoy that because Chrysler Center would have been rocking.
Oh
There were
my
a few.
God.
There were a few. There was like friends and family going crazy.
Not like that's not like
I
that's
know.
still not
You're
like
talking about
the real
the student section.
I'm
Look at
talking about it would have went dumb.
I love just like when the teams are all getting, and last night the commentators were hilarious. They're like, man, with the teams chanting like that's really become a thing in the Big Ten. It's like, no, man, teams have always been like that. You just couldn't hear them because the arena's going crazy. Like, that was the dumbest commentary I'd ever heard last night. Like, the team supporting all the other guys is really becoming a thing here in the Big Ten. It's like, first in the Big Ten.
Respect, right?
That is some astute analysis right there.
And Mason Kaiser is saying it all. If Michigan can stay healthy, they will make a deep run for the national championship. Yeah. And that is without a doubt. Because with Corey's stat right there, 3 top 10 ranked teams?
3 ranked opponents.
Ranked opponents. Beating them by 19 plus points. That's stupid.
I mean, the thing is also, too, the Big Ten, I think it's one of, if not the hardest division in college basketball right now. And the way they're doing that,
Right.
it's only looking up for them.
Yeah, Juwan Howard looked smooth as hell on the sidelines yesterday. I mean, the way he's recruiting, they stole that kid from the Ivy League, their point guard now, who's just hitting step back 3 after step back 3 after step back 3. They are a fun team to watch. Last night was really the first time I got to sit down and watch a full Michigan game, and they turned me into a fan like that.
Yeah.
I know a lot of my Michigan State friends on my timeline. They like to troll and talk about like, oh, Michigan lost this, oh, Michigan lost that player, and yeah, they may have lost that one recruit that you want to go ahead and thump and bang the table about, but the way they're kicking everybody's tail right now doesn't look like they're missing out.
No, Michigan looks outstanding. So
Especially the big disappointment for me is Michigan State still. They're playing again tomorrow. It's just 8-5 for Michigan State is so tough for me to see.
yeah, but you could never judge a Michigan State team until March.
You really can't. You really can't. It's just, I don't know what it is about Izzo, but it's either they're gonna get upset or they're gonna go deep. It's no in between.
Yeah, Well, what I love about Izzo is the stat where once he wins the first game of the weekend, he is like 90% in the second game of the weekend. So if they get by the first round, they're probably going to advance to the
Sweet
16 or the 32, you know? So I never doubt Izzo. He's proven it. He's a great coach. Huh? What'd you
better
say?
not doubt him.
Do you doubt Izzo right now? Are you having any
I do.
Absolutely not. I do not doubt Izzo one bit. It sucks that we lost on Friday to Purdue. That was such a tough loss. But right now, we just got to take it one game at a time. I don't expect us to win tomorrow night against probably the best team in the Big Ten, Iowa.
You mean Michigan's playing?
Michigan State. Michigan State versus Iowa.
You said the best team in the Big Ten. That was the joke.
No, I was the best team in the Big Ten. Big Ten or Michigan, maybe second. I'm not gonna. It pains me to say that.
I know, man. That's got to be so hard.
I know, but yeah, Michigan State. They just got to take it one game at a time right now. Their main goal has just got to be finish the Big Ten season strong, get in the tournament, see what we can do then.
We were talking about how like there's no fans in Chrysler. Like, have you been to a Breslin game during like a Michigan State like run?
Yeah. So. Especially during a run, it gets crazy.
Yeah.
I've been in the IS zone all 3 years I went to school there.
Nice.
It was like 1 or 2 years ago. The last game of the season was against Michigan for the Big Ten title. That was the greatest sporting event I was ever at.
That's awesome.
You could you know how some announcers say like before the game, like you could feel the electricity in the building. I actually like felt something in the building. Michigan
Alex
versus
is
Michigan
such a
State
jerk.
rival.
He's over there rubbing it in. There's some freshmen right now sitting in their dorm up at East Lansing like, the I-Zone, what's that?
I've never been to the I-Zone.
Hey, I'd give anything to be a freshman right now, especially because COVID going on. I'm done. I'm probably not going back. So freshmen got it good right now.
That's true.
Damn the freshman. I went to Eastern Michigan University. You know, I don't have any type of real great sports memory outside of when we went to the Quick Lane Bowl and got stomped by Pittsburgh.
Hey, man, I went to University of Detroit. We had a decent basketball team my freshman year there, but outside of that, they got rid of the football team. They got rid of the baseball team. Like, they just sold them off.
See, I went to Oakland University, and we had the Grizz Gang.
Yeah.
And honestly, they do a good job. Like, you wouldn't expect that out of Oakland University student section, but they really do show up for
Oakland
the
games
basketball
are fun.
games.
Yeah, you got that Jonathan. What was his name? Jonathan.
Kendrick Nunn.
He was.
He's balling out right now.
Oakland has a weird, and I don't say it's the
Felder,
bad
is that
way.
you're thinking?
I don't say it's the bad way. Oakland has a weird culture. It's like I would never expect their basketball culture to be what it is, but it's like you said, it's fun.
Coach Campy, man,
He's
that guy
awesome.
is a great. He really is. We should all go to an Oakland University basketball game. That'd actually be fun.
I'd love to go to any basketball game.
Yeah, right.
I've spent too much time at Oakland, even for other reasons.
Well, what? Big booty girls?
It wasn't
Something
little
like that.
booty girls.
Something like that. But yeah, we know it wasn't tiny booty girls.
Right.
They were, but hey,
Shout out to Flip.
she was slim thick.
Slim thick.
Slim thick.
I like that. Like, skinny fat. Have you heard skinny fat?
Yeah, I heard of that one.
Yeah. That's what I am. I'm skinny fat.
Joik Bell told me that I was big boned yesterday.
Did he?
It really made me feel
It
good.
really made me feel
Oh
good.
wow.
Make sure you get some deals right now. Everybody loves deals, right? Grow Green, growgreenmi.com. They got their dank deals going on, and it's a big, deep discounts of up to 80% on all your favorite grow deals. And your time is money, and it's best spent in the garden. So why Grow Green offers Michigan's $50 flat rate shipping, and they'll bring anything of any size anywhere in Michigan for just $50, which is pretty awesome. You want a whole new grow room in your basement? They can have it shipped to you for just $50. So make sure you go to Grow Green MI right now, or call them and mention Woodward Sports, and you'll get a free T-shirt.
Especially right now. Who wants to leave the house for real?
No, and honestly, like I've had grow rooms at my house, and it's like having a little room of sunshine. You got all this light in there. You get your vitamin D while you're in your garden. It's
That's been a hobby that everyone's been picking up this year.
Yeah, even if, no matter what you want to grow, whether it's tomatoes, cucumbers, weed, whatever you want to grow in your basement, it's nice to have that sunlight and heat that you don't get in this Michigan winter.
You think a majority of their customers are hopping in there saying, hey, I want to grow a garden up for my tomatoes?
I think there's a lot of do that hydro tomatoes and stuff like that. So, yeah, Grow Green MI, we got to thank them for everything they've done for us. And speaking of grow rooms, so you keep your grow room usually, like 80 degrees because, plants respond to that tropical type weather. I felt like a plant yesterday in Joey's car. Joey keeps his temperature in his car at 80 degrees.
I didn't even know it could go that high.
Who knew?
Dude, mine goes up to like 84.
Mine goes to 85.
80. Ooh.
Do you keep it at that?
Hell no, it's high as hell.
So let me preface this.
Okay.
You walked in, the first thing you said is, "Oh, this seat is so close," because my girl was in the car before me, and she likes it. So my car has the temperature control on both sides. So if you notice, mine was at 69, yours was at 80. So I can't do the 80. I'm on the same page that you guys are. It is crazy hot, and I can't stand that.
Well, where I was sitting, I was like dying by the time. I'm like, Joey, man, can I turn this down? He's like, oh, yeah, man, I just thought you were cold. Like, what? Who the hell is that cold?
You walked in, the first thing you said, "Man, it's cold outside."
Because it was 20 degrees outside.
I'm
Like,
just saying.
that
Thought
doesn't
you
mean
were
I
a
need.
chick. I wanted to make you feel comfortable like I do my girl in the
I
car.
started sweating and started getting that weird feeling, and I don't know, man. What do you guys keep your temperature at your house? Because this is always a big debate at my house.
For me, I mean, when I'm not home, no matter what, I keep it at 75.
75.
Yeah, when I'm leaving the home, because the thing is, you don't want that temperature to drop, and then you got to turn it back up to reheat the whole house.
So what do you have it when you're home?
75.
75. That's hot.
So here is my thing, though. That is something that I've noticed, because my girl keeps hers at like 77, and in my head, I'm like, that's impossible. The bill's got to be through the roof. And I'm talking to her dad, because she still lives at home too, and she's telling me like, no, it's reasonable and all that. I think a lot of homes just have different insulation. So that's why people got to crank up the heat so high.
No.
Because for me,
That's
I
not how
got it
that
at like
works.
68, 69.
That's not how it works, though. It doesn't matter what insulation you have. Your thermostat's going to keep it what it is. It's just how much heat you're losing and how often your furnace is going to run. If you got it at 77, it's 77 no matter if you have good insulation or bad insulation.
It just doesn't feel like 77 when I'm there, because to me, 77 is burning.
Yeah, well, I grew up in a cold house. Like, my parents kept it at like 67
So
degrees.
jealous.
Like
Oh,
66.
geez.
Yeah, like cold house, man. But yeah, I can't stand it when it's too hot, especially that processed heat. So I felt like I was like fries sitting on a warmer yesterday, because Joey's got the heated seats. I got 80 degrees blasting me in my face. I was just like, whoo, Joey. Like, God damn, man.
Can't
it's
wait
hot
to
in
get
here.
outside.
Right.
Hey, hate to interrupt, but I got something up to let you guys know about the Lions coaching search.
Uh-oh, breaking news from Corey.
So
Whoa,
look,
bomb.
so
Corey
So
bomb.
we had the GM earlier saying that we had an offer out.
yeah, now this one is a little bit different. I was reading a few things. This kind of actually torpedoes my whole article.
Oh, nice.
But-
you love when that happens.
Yeah, I love when that happens, right? But according to a few reports, the Lions' 4 finalists apparently are down to Dan Campbell, Arthur Smith, Marvin Lewis, and Darrell Bevel. Those are the 4 favorites right now.
Ooh, Bevel in the running. So no more Robert Sala,
Yeah.
for sure.
So there's
Okay.
yeah.
So out of those 4, who do you want?
out of
Campbell.
those 4, I'm thinking that they will lean more towards, and I'm not saying I'm a fan of them. I'm thinking they're going to end up leaning towards Dan Campbell.
Okay. Joey, who do you want out of those 4? Listen, I don't want Arthur Smith. I like Art Smith better than I like that Art Smith.
Marvin Lewis, I could care less about as well.
That's kind of who I want out of those 4.
Really?
Out of those 4,
Yeah.
out of
Really?
those, if
Yeah.
I had to pick out of those 4, which is still a bad pool to choose from, if I had to pick
Yeah.
from those 4, I would go with Marvin Lewis.
See?
I feel because with the Bengals, they're cheap.
Yes.
The Lions are not cheap, so he would at least bring somebody in here who is a leader of men and is not only going to say proven because he's 0-7 in the postseason, and that sticks out like a sore thumb.
That's what the Bengals. He got 7 playoff games.
Yeah, so it's like
I'd take 7 playoff games.
yeah, so he.
Oh man, so that's it. Those are our top like that. Where are you hearing that? How'd you get this? What God?
Walk
what's
us
the
through
source?
this a little bit. Back
Corey,
up a little bit,
when are
Corey.
you ever going to come to me with great news? Like the Lions just signed, Tom Brady. Like
My
something.
80 degrees in the car doesn't sound so bad after all,
No,
does it?
I would rather sit in Joey's 80-degree car than have Arthur Smith as our next coach.
That's what Lions beat writer Dave Burkett is reporting. So he's pretty plugged in with the team, and if he says it's pretty good.
Let's hit him up. Let's see if we can get him on.
Man, okay. So yeah, I'm in the Marvin Lewis camp just because I've seen him do it. I still have an affinity towards Caldwell, and they're kind of A and B.
That's where, you know what? I want to cut you off, but my thing is, if you're gonna hire, if the thought process is to bring in Marvin Lewis, I would just call Caldwell back.
Yeah, but you can't.
You can't. But,
you can't.
But
So why not get the closest thing to him? I mean,
it's just
none of these are an ideal option. But to me, the most proven guy, and I don't want to go through this, let's try another guy who's never been a head coach. Like, let's bring in somebody with a proven track record.
Yep.
Let's bring in somebody who the locker room will instantly respect, and he will treat those men, not like dogs, how Patricia did. And you'll get the most out of your employees.
Yeah, now, the one thing that is interesting is Dan Campbell, he was not hired as a head coach, but he does have head coach experience because he took over for Joe Philbin when he was let go. So that was a bad Dolphins team. They ended up going 5-7 under Dan Campbell. So, I mean, I'm not saying, I like that number, but he does have experience, and he had a bad team. I don't think he has a bad team right now with the Lions, but
I just don't know enough about him.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. You don't know enough about him. Assistant head coach, blah. I know he has that title, but when I see the tight end coach as the right next to it, I'm still looking at he's the tight end coach.
Right.
So,
Alex, you got a comment on this?
Yeah, going back to Marvin Lewis, I guess just the thought process on hiring him has to be, he didn't win a playoff game when he was in Cincinnati, but one thing he did consistently was get them to the playoffs.
Right.
And I think that's what you need to take with the Lions approach is first they got to get to the playoffs to win a playoff game, which is the ultimate goal. So,
Right. Yeah,
you never know what he can do with our squad as opposed to his Cincinnati Bengals team. So
Right, and I think we need to quit pretending that, if we don't win a playoff game or we don't go to the Super Bowl, it's a lost season. It's like, no, we need to get, this baby steps. And we were there. We were right there under call. We had the baby steps of consistently trying to make the playoffs. Then you try to take it over the top from there. But now we're back to just getting back to let's just try to be consistently competitive again.
maybe we could win a division. That would be nice.
I've never seen
that'd
it.
be amazing.
I want to make 2 points. One about Marvin Lewis. I'm not, again, out of this bunch, I'm a Marvin Lewis guy out of this bunch, but I will give him this. He was one Vontaze Burfict hit away from winning a playoff game.
Right.
So I'll give him that.
With the Bengals.
Yeah, with the Bengals.
If everybody wants to stroke Stefanski for winning one that he wasn't even a part of with the Browns.
And then on Campbell, he is learning coaching under Sean Payton, but at the same time, we saw how that worked with Joe Lombardi here as offensive coordinator. It's when you have such an offensive mind genius such as a Sean Payton, you really wonder how much of that is Payton and how much of the other guys that they have their input in it. So
Right. Yeah, man. I just
it's a bad pull. So hopefully, I mean, David's pretty on it, but hopefully he's wrong in this one. Maybe they gave him a different sense to lure everybody else off.
I mean, if we could package these two, because Bevel is probably going to stay as the OC at this point now. If they're thinking of him as head coach,
One of the top 4.
yeah, if they're thinking of him as a top 4 head coach,
Right.
they're thinking of at least retaining him as OC. So you give me Marvin Lewis and Bevel as OC.
It's not
something.
It's not the end of the world,
Right.
but it's not the most attractive option.
Right. No, none of these are. Then they're not our top targets, but it is what it is. So we'll deal with it as we do. Thank you for the breaking update, Corey.
I just don't
always
see how
appreciate you.
I just hate the Marvin Lewis hire because they blew AJ Green, Chad Johnson, freaking Carson Palmer. They blew it with that. So I don't whatever.
All right. Well, there's your Lions update. Corey,
There's that.
Corey gets breaking news every morning, so make sure you're tuning in for that. And we got a puppy in the studio right now. We're going to talk to them coming up. Alex, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back in about 30 seconds. All right, we are live right now. Corey, let's see. So we have Detroit Dog Rescue in here. Let's step up on Corey's mic real quick.
Hi, how's it going?
Good, and they sent you this time. Just
They
you
sent
all by
me-
yourself?
Yeah, Christina should be here any time.
Okay.
I'm here with Dudley.
Well, let's get into this right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. Can we? How can we get? Can I pick him up?
Pick him up.
Can I pick him
I'll
up?
be a little nervous, but he's
pick you
very
up, buddy?
friendly.
That's a big boy.
There he is. Can we see him?
Boy, there he is.
Right.
So every Wednesday we bring in the Detroit Dog Rescue, and we brought in puppies up until this
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Make sure you're talking
Sorry.
close to the mic. We brought in puppies to this point, but today you wanted to bring in a big dog.
Yeah, so Dudley is about a 2-year-old lab hound mix.
Okay.
He was an owner surrender. Unfortunately, they weren't able to take care of him anymore. He is heartworm positive, and we're trying to get a little more weight on him.
Okay.
So right now he is looking for a foster, just so he can kind of hang out and, learn how to be a dog. And
He is a
yeah,
happy
he's
puppy.
very friendly, very sweet.
And his name's Dudley?
Dudley.
I
yep.
love that name for
Yeah.
Dudley. So yeah, the Detroit Dog Rescue comes in every Wednesday, and we go over puppies, we go over dogs like Dudley here, and if you're looking to adopt a dog, this is the dog for you. He's fun, he's friendly, and you know what? The dog I just adopted from you guys was a year old, which I know a lot of people love getting puppies.
Yeah.
But puppies are great, but grown dogs are a little easier to maintain, a little easier to integrate into the house.
Yeah.
You don't have to train them as much, and you guys do a
Absolutely.
great job of training them already.
Yeah, so what we work on are just some basic household manners, getting them adjusted into living in a house,
Yeah.
and
take
basic
them while you
cues
talk.
of sit, stay. Like I mentioned, Dudley is heartworm positive, so we want to keep him calm and just make sure he gets the best care.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So Joey?
Such a cute, happy dog, too. Look at him.
He's very outgoing, very friendly. He loves everyone he's met.
If you're just waking up right now, we got Detroit Dog Rescue in the house every single Wednesday around this time. We always bring in a new puppy, little puppies, or in this case, a big puppy that Stick can dance with.
Yeah, big dog.
And if you're looking to give a beautiful home and take care of this dog, that's all that they're looking for. You see the way that they treat them. And I was at Stick's house yesterday, and he adopted Woody recently. We all know and love Woody so much. He is just that dog that you can tell DDR did such a good job with them. And Christina and all of you guys just are unbelievable. As far as, look at that varsity jacket, too.
Well, I'm gonna hook you guys up with some DDR gear. We got some
Ooh.
cool
Get close
stuff
to the
for you
mic
guys.
for us when you're
All
talking.
right. Oh, we're doing it this way
Yeah.
again. All right. How are you guys?
Get on your tippy toes, too.
I know.
because-
I'm like, everyone thinks that I'm such a big presence, but I'm 5 foot on a good day. So, so we got some swag for you guys. We're gonna be hooking you up, and
Make sure he stays
saw
away
our
from the
dog.
camera. keep him over that way, please. So he came in, he tore down our camera, which was fine.
I told you I was bringing some big dogs. We went from one extreme to the other.
We got to
Yep.
get ready for these big dogs.
No, but
He's a good
just
doggy
as
dog.
honestly, in a natural environment, he's as sweet as can be.
No, you could tell he's an adorable dog. He's awesome. And like we were talking earlier, I got a dog from you guys that's a year old. And it's a little nicer to get the adult dogs because you don't have to train them as much. You don't have to deal with so many issues with them. And you guys do a great job of training them with your fosters and all of that.
Thank you. And so, everyone loves the puppies, and they think I have the coolest job because they're like, you get to hang out with puppies.
Right.
Puppies are, man, they're a vibe, dude. But
Yeah.
I mean, these big dogs, our team really works with them before we let them get adopted. And I know it might not look like it today because he's so excited to be here.
Yeah,
but,
he's just a happy pup.
like you saw with Woody, we really want these guys to make it in their home. So we do everything we can to create the perfect match, and that includes a lot of training and a lot of love and a lot of enrichment.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how was your week? Did you guys do well last week? Did you adopt all
We
those puppies
did.
out? You
We
did?
had a ton of adoptions. Man.
Those might be my favorite ones so far. Those were cute. Besides
They-
Woody, those got to be there.
Yeah.
Besides Woody, yes.
I wish you could see the behind the scenes right now. Fish playing security to calm down this happy puppy.
Yeah, we could take him in the office over there if you want, and we could still see him in the background.
He's really cool though.
Yeah, he's a
And
great dog.
He had a rough start. He was actually confiscated by a municipality that was gonna. Yeah, they wanted to use him as the bait for a guy to come in for a warrant. And they thought that if they had custody of the dog, the guy would eventually come in on his warrant. Of course, he never did. And, the dog was not happy at the municipality. So he came to DDR. And these are the crazy things we see. We're actually part of our team is with Bissell Pet Foundation right now doing a large-scale rescue. And we're going to be taking in about 20 dogs today.
Wow.
Yeah, with Harbor Humane Society and collaborating on that. So we get some of like the most extraordinary circumstances. And man, when I come in here on Wednesday, it's really cool that it's Wednesday because it sets the tone for the whole weekend. We
Well,
just
good.
get blown up. So
Nice.
I've said it, but thank you to the people that are watching and your supporters. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, and thank you to everybody watching right now on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. Detroit Dog Rescue, it's such a good cause. You're the no-kill dog shelter, so
Yes.
everybody that's wondering about that, they rehabilitate the dogs. You go into nasty situations and you
Man.
save the dogs. Like, I know you're 5 foot, but you're a badass in my eyes because of the places you go, the things you see, and then how you treat these poor little babies once you have them in your custody.
Yeah, we're Detroit's, and I know you've been following us literally since the beginning.
Yep.
And we were just people that wanted better for the city of Detroit, and we built the first no-kill shelter, working on the second one now. And it's just people, like I always say, you guys don't charge for any advertising.
Nope.
It's people like you that make this organically happen. This isn't some huge marketing scheme, and we appreciate it, and we're just trying to do more good for the dogs. So DetroitDogRescue.com.
Yep.
If people want to volunteer, donate, adopt a dog. Just look at old pictures of Woody, whatever they want to do.
And when you mention donate too, my favorite thing
Yes.
is the whole $5 fun fact.
Right.
Yeah, when I first got into this game, because I kind of came from entertainment and things like that, and when I got in this, people were like, oh, you got to go after these $50,000, $100,000 donors. And I just thought it was so impactful for people to hear. Like, it's not always the person whose name is on the building, and we appreciate that. It is really the community that donates $5 to feed a shelter dog for a week. Like, that's all it takes for you to really make an impact.
And that is crazy. That, like, honestly, I don't know how you
Yeah.
guys make it stretch, because it's not like it's like, oh, we're cutting their food with rice to make sure
No.
we're like, you guys get them good meals. They have nice
Absolutely.
homes. I mean, when I got Woody, I got a nice little harness for him and everything. They give harnesses with their dogs. Like, they just really take care of these animals, and that's why we enjoy like helping you
Yeah.
guys out, because we know the good that you're doing in Detroit, and that's what we hope to be doing as well.
You are doing it. So thank you guys. Thank you for setting another good weekend off for us. And we go right into the weekend with our adoption. So thank you.
How's
Awesome.
our puppy bowl plan coming?
I'm down for whatever.
Just can't be in here.
We have we'll talk.
Yeah.
I'm so down. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna break the internet. I'm excited.
Well, if you're watching right now, DetroitDogRescue.com, like she said, just $5. And, if you want to just go check out the profiles of all these awesome dogs that they have, like some of them are so funny. They're smiling in their pictures.
Yeah.
They're so happy. And they just want a good home. I mean, Woody has fit right into my house.
Aw.
Everybody keeps complimenting on how well behaved he is, on how much of a good dog he
I
is.
told him,
You know,
I gave him the pep talk before he left. I was like, don't blow this one, bro.
I give him that pep talk too, and I brought him like, listen, the only thing that's gonna mess this up is if you screw this up with the cats. So let's be cool with the cats.
The cats set off a whole vibe. They're like, look, I'm the leader. Cats lead the world. I mean,
Yep.
dogs are great, but
Yep.
you mentioned going on the Facebook or Instagram. Share. I mean, just share
Yep.
it all. That does so much. I understand people can't donate right now, but sharing the pictures of the dogs and the stories, that's amazing.
Yeah, people don't realize that. The simple share, like we talk about it all the time, just getting our show out there so other people
Yes.
can find it and know of it. A simple share does so much, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's literally a button click.
Exactly.
And it may wind up into somebody's timeline that wants to give you $10,000, and your click did it.
Absolutely. That's how I met Kathy Bissell. Was somebody shared something on social
Oh,
media.
wow.
And she called my phone, and just now Bissell donated $100,000 to our
Wow,
new shelter.
good job, Bissell.
Bissell, buy those Bissell
amazing.
vacuums.
Yeah,
so-
which, by the way, they're a Michigan company out of Grand Rapids. So
Wow, look
Yeah.
at you. He knows his stuff.
So I'm gonna be honest.
I
I've
love my
never,
Michigan
I've
company.
never purchased my own vacuum. I did one time. One of my friends handed me a vacuum down, and that's what I used throughout my apartment. And now I'm back home with my parents. But when I do buy a vacuum, I'm getting a Bissell.
Yep.
There you go. I'm gonna get you the whole Bissell line for your wedding. It's gonna be
Wow.
There
you just
go.
got yourself
you
an
hooked up.
invite because them boys are not cheap.
Yes. Well, thank you guys so much.
Great to see you weekly.
Yeah, every week I'll be here as long as you guys will have us. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys.
See ya.
Fish, you are amazing.
Christina,
Detroit-
everybody over at Detroit Dog Rescue.
Yeah, Detroit Dog Rescue. If you're looking for a new puppy or you know somebody that needs one or you just want to look at puppies all day, go to DetroitDogRescue.com. Alex, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back to talk about the Pistons and the NFL playoff outlook.
We wake up every day with a choice. Keep going down the same unfulfilling path or start chasing the life we dream about. At Northwestern Tech, we want to make that choice easier by allowing you to keep working your job while training for a real career in heating and cooling. And our hands-on program is only 10.5 months. So getting in the field and building a career and actually waking up with a purpose could be a lot easier than you think. Northwestern Tech, the HVAC school that works.
Uh-oh, Joey, I'm scared.
Why are you scared?
Corey's back on his phone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Breaking news.
Nothing right now.
The Lions are moving to San Diego.
Not again.
No, please, God, no, Corey. Make it stop. Make it stop. So we got a matchup tonight. The Pistons are back in action against what's becoming our, I feel like we play them every game, the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis. Big game.
Why we got to get stuck with them? Can't we get stuck with another team, damn it?
Right, like, can't we play the Cavaliers over and over and over again, please?
Right, we lost last Monday to them by 10.
Right.
Last Wednesday to them by 15. Don't keep this streak going, please.
So, yeah, the Pistons are playing tonight. We're going to have our Pistons pregame right here on the Woodward Sports Network. But we just wanted to touch on the game tonight and talk about what we're looking for in this game. I mean, I'm looking for the rookies still getting some minutes. But the thing I'm going to start pounding my fist over is Sekou. I don't need rookies getting minutes. I need Sekou getting minutes.
Corey
You know
got a
what?
little take on that, actually.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I spoke with Joey.
Oh.
Me and Joey talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
And Dwayne Casey said something pretty telling.
Okay.
It's been floating around that he said that if you earn your minutes, you're going to be on the floor, which is why Sadiq Bey is getting all the minutes that he's getting right now as a rookie. So there must be something going on in practice where Sekou is not earning his due.
That's interesting.
And that's alarming.
All the reports in the offseason were that here.
Oh,
All the reports in the offseason were that Sekou was really working well in the Pistons bubble, that he was getting himself into shape, that he was putting in the work to do great this season. And now you're telling me that that may not have been the case, that he still may be a locker room issue?
It just must be something. Apparently, it's not translating from the practice over to the court. I mean,
And even the preseason, because he looked good to start this year. That's why this whole, dude, we need to see Sekou more on the floor came about. But then you see last game, 5 minutes on the court.
Right.
I mean, there's obviously got to be something going on that we don't know about.
Yeah, and I hope he gets some more minutes tonight. Derrick Rose, he's going to play again. We got a couple people questionable. Killian Hayes is out. But
I wish they would just go ahead and just let us know what's going on with that.
yeah, how do they still not know the
Yeah.
severity of his injury? Like,
They know, they just don't want to put it out there. I don't get that one at all.
okay. Well, the Pistons will be playing tonight, and we'll make sure we cover that with our pregame right here on the Woodward Sports Network. So make sure you're tuning in around 6:30. That's when we'll do the pregame tonight. But I also wanted to get into some NFL playoff talk. I mean, it's already Wednesday. We're what, 3 days away from playoff football again?
Crazy.
Yeah, I love these 2 weekends back to back like this.
Especially we had the national championship on Monday. So
Right.
there's been so much football and obviously the NFL draft talk.
Not only football, but good football.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just like,
Some of the best football.
Yeah, it's not Alabama playing Navy and getting blown out by 70, even though Alabama blew out Ohio State by 70. But either way, the playoffs going on Saturday and Sunday. The first game on Saturday is going to be the Rams versus the Packers. And did you know the Packers set a record in the NFL?
No, I didn't.
This is their 34th postseason.
Damn.
34. That is
What's
the
Lions
most.
at?
3, I think.
Single digits probably.
It's 3 in my lifetime.
For real, imagine being like a
4.
dynasty like that, like the Patriots, for example. This is the first year they're missing the playoffs. Imagine where you're just so spoiled. Every
Right.
single year of your life, you've seen your team in the playoffs.
34
And then
times.
here we are.
Right.
34 times. That's crazy.
Model of consistency.
Yeah, so they're taking on the Rams. The Packers are actually a 6.5-point favorite, which I think is very favorable. I mean, I know they're going to be playing in Lambeau, and I know it's an LA team coming out to the cold weather, and California's soft as hell. But I mean, when you got Aaron Donald, you got Jalen Ramsey.
They're not soft as hell.
They're not soft as hell.
But
So
maybe in the cold, snowy weather, they might turn soft. Who knows?
you think so?
It's got to play a little toll on them, but someone like Donald, no, there's no soft in that dude, or Ramsey. But, I mean, when you come to Lambeau, with or without the fans, you still got to go across the worst barrier in sports, and it's that weather.
Yeah, the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field.
I want to go to a game there still.
I would love to. I just know I'm going to get in a fight in the stands.
Oh yeah, easy.
That's the only reason I'm
Cheeseheads.
afraid to go to.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I'll go to anywhere, but I just
Honestly,
know it's not going to end well.
When you look at it, it's so tough because you always look at colors. Like, what's your least favorite color? It always has to do with something football related.
Right.
And that yellow and green mixture, I just can't stand. Because they're so damn good. I just can't stand it.
Yeah.
I mean, they've haunted us for damn near 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to continue to haunt us, Corey. that's the thing. Like, this is
Not ending.
This is our division for the rest of our lives. So, good luck, Green Bay, and good luck, Detroit Lions. They're taking on the Rams. Cam Akers was the first rookie to have over 100 yards rushing in the playoff game, which is a pretty cool stat in itself. He's really taken off near the end of the season. I'm interested to see Cam Akers versus the rushing defense for the Packers. That's going to be an interesting matchup. You got Devontae Adams on Jalen Ramsey. That's going to be fun to watch.
Be exciting.
And then you got Aaron Donald hopefully ripping the head off of Aaron Rodgers.
Hopefully, that's happening.
I'm actually looking for a quote because I wanted to bring it up if we talked about football, but there was a quote when they were saying about if Aaron Donald was going to play, and it's something to the effect of like, the Terminator will be ready. And I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to look for that exact quote.
I think McVay said that in a presser.
Yeah, I think it was McVay. So
I don't know about that.
If that's true, and if he's ready to go, that might be some bad news for Aaron Rodgers. I'm not having any faith in Goff beating them, but I do have faith in the Rams defense.
Okay. Yeah, so that game's going to be a lot of fun to watch, and that's the early game on Saturday. And then we got the 8:15 game. This game is going to be super interesting. The Ravens versus the Bills. The Bills are 2.5-point favorites, which pretty much means
Great game.
it's a pick'em game. You got two quarterbacks, similar but different, I guess we can say. Josh Allen has a much better arm, but he's not as mobile as Lamar Jackson. So where their weaknesses, they kind of displace each other. That's an interesting matchup to watch. And just the way the Bills have been playing this whole season, it's going to be fun to watch them go up against the Ravens defense that showed last week that they're ready to play some ball.
And they're gelling. It's all about gelling at the right time, the Ravens defense. Not that it was bad at all, but they're just like now hitting all cylinders. And it's going to be a tough out for Josh Allen. I believe that if I had to pick, I'm going to go ahead and go. And I would call this an upset to me, even though with the line.
Right.
I'm going to go with the Ravens.
You're going to go with the Ravens on this?
Yeah,
You're
but
making your pick on a Wednesday?
Yeah.
Damn, Corey coming in with a bold prediction early.
I think it is his time. I think that after Lamar got that monkey off his back,
Right.
he's ready to go. Josh Allen has not taken those lumps yet. Lamar knows the playoffs. He knows what he's into. He's going to go ahead and be able to galvanize the troops and lead them to a victory, I believe.
Right.
And I believe, next year maybe Allen will come around. But if any event the Bills do win, yeah, they're gonna be tough for whoever faces them.
Joey, you looking forward to this game?
I am. My favorite game, though, this weekend is going to be the next one that we talk about. But this game, it really is just a pick 'em. So I'm thinking that the Bills are going to come out on top. But, I mean, you said a 2.5 spread. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a close one.
It's a close
It's
game.
going to be a good game, though. That's going to probably be the best matchup we see.
And then we roll into Sunday, 3:05, the Browns versus the Chiefs. The Chiefs get 10 points in this game, which is obviously the largest spread of the weekend.
Super Bowl champs.
And we all doubted the Browns last week, and they showed that they not only came through, but they beat down the Steelers. You think they have a chance against the Chiefs?
I think they have a chance.
You do? Okay.
I wouldn't pick them, but I believe they have a chance.
Right.
Of course,
Any given Sunday, right, Corey?
about this,
Because
but
the thing about it is, we've seen it all season. The Chiefs' offense can put up points, but they've had some trouble closing. Like I think they're subject to getting beat. So Cleveland, again, another team that got a monkey off their back. A team I didn't even expect to be in the playoffs.
Right.
They have a chance, but it's just.
They
Patrick
can't play
Mahomes.
from behind in this game. If the Chiefs get out to a good start, it's over for the Browns.
I'm still having a rough time wrapping my head around Cleveland being good.
Yeah,
it's still really tough for my brain to be like, you know what, the Browns actually have a chance in this game. But they do. They actually have a chance in this game. And, we had the big debate whether you would have your starting quarterback or your head coach. They get their head coach back, which some people in this building believe is going to make all the difference in the world. So they got their head coach. They got their quarterback. Who knows what's going to happen? Vegas doesn't think it's going to be close, though.
I give them a Dumb and Dumber chance.
A Dumb and Dumber chance?
Yeah.
I like that. And then the fourth game, obviously, I love this. Did you see the picture that Tom Brady tweeted out with him and Drew Brees? Alex, I sent that over this morning. It's the Bucks versus the Saints. And look at this.
I didn't know he tweeted this out.
He
This is
did.
amazing.
And presented from the History Channel, the two oldest quarterbacks in the world playing each other. But isn't that hilarious?
Dude, that is so good. Brady looks good.
Yeah, whoever did that and made Drew Brees bald and put the white beard on him.
Even though it is kind of accurate if you're looking at Drew Brees' hair right now.
I know, but they did
It's
Brees
bald-
dirty
bald.
on this one.
Dude, Brady looks like a good old dude, though.
Brady looks amazing.
Tom Brady might have a career as a mall Santa after his football career.
Yeah, they have Drew Brees looking like somebody who works in the library.
And it looks like they got
He does.
He definitely looks like a history teacher.
Yeah, he's definitely coming at you for your late fees. but yeah, I love that they did that on the History Channel. I mean, obviously, it's not really going to be on the History Channel, so please don't turn on the game expecting Nickelodeon production on the History Channel.
No,
What
you can't do
would the
that.
History Channel do if they wanted to do it like Nickelodeon?
Oh, man.
Like have George Washington in the end zone or something?
Dude, everybody that really watches the History Channel would probably be so pissed.
Right.
So pissed. Like, you can't make that appealing to them.
But if you enjoy history, every game eventually is history.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you're
God.
witnessing live history. Wouldn't that be appropriate for the History Channel?
Yes,
The
it
amount
would.
of, you know how they had young Sheldon come up on there?
Yeah.
I wonder who they would have, like Albert Einstein or something.
Talking about like holding and how they came up with a yard being 3 feet or something, like just super intellectual stuff.
That's amazing. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out real quick to talk about my people over at Northwestern Tech. And right now is the perfect time to learn a trade, start a new career. I mean, a lot of us have just kind of been thinking about what we want to do. This pandemic, we kind of just took a step back. Hey, what could I do right now to really just make the best out of my career and make myself happy? I mean, we even all did the same by starting this up. But Northwestern Tech, you can learn more about their 10.5-month hands-on HVAC program at northwesterntech.edu.
Yeah, and those jobs pay, man.
Yes.
Like those jobs pay, get paid.
Yes. And it's like if there's anything that you're thinking that you like regarding HVAC, like there's a lot of careers that you could pick that I'm telling you got to check them out. Once again, northwesterntech.edu.
So thank you very much for that, man.
Oh, man, I want to give a shout out, too.
Okay, go ahead.
You know how you guys shout out my fraternity on January 5th. Thank you very much. Well, today, around this time in January of the Black Greek letter organizations, there are a lot of Founders Days.
Okay.
So I do want to give a shout out to Delta Sigma Theta. Today is their Founders Day. They were founded on January 13th, 1913. So 108 years.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Amazing.
a long time. And their motto is, intelligence is the torch of wisdom.
Okay, I like
So I
that.
just want to give them a shout out. I have a lot of Delta friends.
Lot of Deltas. Do you throw up the dynasty sign, man?
Oh no, because that I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't know how it is with other cities, but if you throw up a dynasty sign here and a Delta sees that, you might get your ass kicked.
Really?
Oh yeah, they slap
So
and
what,
punch.
What about Jay-Z and Kanye?
They get okay.
They get the pass?
They throw up a dynasty sign. The
Right.
Deltas they throw up a pyramid. So it's a slight difference.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I won't be caught doing that. I didn't know it was a gang sign, man.
Yeah. No, it's not. No, it's not a gang
Got to
sign.
get me caught in the streets.
No, I'm not
Just
a
out
gang.
here trying to look like Jay-Z and be cool, but apparently.
Oh, Jay, like I said, they know the difference. They know the
Right.
difference.
No, that's awesome. And I love how you got the pulse on all of that. So thank you for giving them a shout out. So yeah, those are the NFL playoff games that we're going to be looking forward to seeing this weekend. And then we got Fish Facts coming up right now. It's 9:50, Fish. You know what that means? It is time
Fish Facts.
for Fish's Facts of the Day. What's up, Fish?
And this is your host, Fish.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. How's it going today, Fish?
It's going great.
What kind of facts do you have for us today? So people who don't know, this is Fish. He's one of our interns. Alex is the one running the board right now. Fish loves pretty much every sport there is on the planet, right?
Like literally, there isn't a single sport that we've talked to Fish about that he did not love.
Fencing. He didn't love fencing. That's the only thing he hasn't loved to this point. So we figured, you know what? Why don't you find us some fun facts from the stuff that you like, Fish, and we'll highlight them for like a minute or two each show.
Yeah, some of it's the facts, some of it's just updates.
Okay, so you want to start? Let's get into Fish Facts.
Well, we have hockey. Any hockey fans out there? It starts tonight.
Yes.
So very excited. We got 5 games tonight. So it's nice to have hockey back for those who are hockey fans.
And tomorrow, it all starts here in Detroit.
Yeah, tomorrow the Wings play.
Yep, the puck drops at the LCA. So you're excited for hockey tonight. What game do you want to see tonight most?
What? Well, we got a game at 5:30.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave at 5 and go watch some hockey.
Just like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Do you have like the complete sports package at home so you can watch all this stuff, or you watch it all online?
Online.
Online. That's
Hey, imagine Fish got the jailbroken, got the bat set up at home. Just I can see it. I want to see your setup at home, Fish.
I'll give you it one day.
Oh, nice. We'll do a behind the scenes with Fish. Well, all right, Fish. Well, thank you for your update today. We appreciate it. Every day at 9:50, you'll come back up here and give us an awesome update like that. Today, hockey. Yesterday, it was about a soccer player that was 97 years old.
53.
Close enough. So thank you, Fish, for your facts, and we'll have you back on tomorrow at 9:50. All right?
I got a dumbass of the day.
Do you?
Yeah.
All right.
You got
Well,
a dumbass of the day too.
I do.
Oh
well,
man.
we got to hit a commercial real quick, and then we'll get right into dumbass of the day right after that.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand.
Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate
Of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
So every day, Joey got the dumbass of the day, and Fish, you've been coming through with some dumbasses of the day lately too. Let's start out with yours, Fish, and then we'll get into Joey's. What's your dumbass of the day, Fish?
I just search. Sometimes I find one, sometimes I don't. So Kyrie Irving didn't play yesterday.
Oh yeah,
So I don't know if you guys saw this.
I did.
He was so he didn't play. So he decided, well, I'm not playing because of a Zoom call party he was invited to.
Yeah, he was at a family party without a mask, and that goes against the NBA
No.
regulation.
This is something different.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is something different.
Okay.
This is yesterday. This is 40 minutes before they played yesterday. He decided to get on a Zoom call for a Democratic candidate. I'm gonna butcher the name.
It's okay. Just breeze through it.
Tahani Abushi.
Okay.
It had like 200 volunteers and sponsors.
So why is he a dumbass for being on the Zoom call?
Because it's on game day and it's 40 minutes from the tip-off.
He should be focused on the game?
He should be focused on the game.
All right, that's Coach Fish telling you what you need to do.
The host was Cynthia Nixon.
All right. Oh, okay. Nice.
So, yeah.
Dumbass of the day. A little bit of
smart.
Kyrie Irving. And Kyrie beyond that, too. Joey, who's your dumbass of the
Everybody's
day?
commenting right now that Fish is gunning for me. Are you trying to take over my dumbass of the day, Fish?
No, we're trying to two of them.
Joey, what you got?
So this dumbass of the day, this is just a really funny, when you watch, have you been seeing James Harden lately?
Oh, yeah, all of them.
This is just great. I'm going to have Alex play the video, but the commentator to this pregame was the best pregame scouting report I have ever heard. So play this video real quick, Fish.
James Harden definitely had a pregame meal, averaging 17 points per game over the last 4. Want to talk about some aesthetics. James Harden definitely had a pregame meal, averaging 17 points per game over the last 4.
Look at that gut.
It's a big boy right
Yeah,
there.
look at that gut.
James Harden definitely had a pregame meal, averaging his 17.8.
I think he was just wearing another T-shirt under the warm-up T-shirt.
Come on.
There's no way.
Plus a hoodie.
Come
plus
on.
a fake
Yeah,
stomach.
plus a hoodie.
So
Yeah.
he had some Mickey D's this offseason or something.
Man, James Harden looks big.
Big dude.
Yeah, and we didn't really touch on this today. I wanted to. The NBA has kind of put in some new protocols for their safety measures right now since they're not in the bubble. And one of those protocols is you can no longer smash groupies on the road.
Okay, but you gotta read. Do you have the exact verbiage of what it was? Because the way they said it was the most proper way that it's ever been written. Because it's literally just smashing groupies on the road. But the way that they say it makes it sound so professional, and it was just the greatest thing.
You know what? When you said that James Harden was the dumbass of the day, I didn't think you were going to go with that one.
Which one did you think we were going to go
I
with?
thought we were going to go. See, James Harden is still the dumbass of the day.
Yes.
But for a different reason. I was gonna say James Harden's dumbass of the day for his post-game comments on the team.
Oh, I didn't even hear him.
So,
He
James
basically
Harden
just said goodbye to Houston.
it's pretty much just you know how you can burn a bridge on your way out? Like, Sticks loves this one. You know how you can say LeBron burned his bridge initially on his way out of Cleveland?
Yep.
James Harden torched the bridge. Here's what he said in the post game. I love this city. I've literally done everything I can. This situation is crazy. I don't think it can be fixed. Thanks. Then John Wall follows it up with this. It's only been 9 games. Come on, man. You want to jump off the cliff off 9 games already? That locker room is fractured. James Harden, for some reason, wants out of Houston when they've done, and he doesn't think they can win there. But the reason they have not won there is because he's choked in the postseason. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like we talked about with Phillip Rivers. When you know Phillip Rivers is going to Phillip Rivers in the postseason, you know James Harden is going to James Harden every postseason. So it's kind of like he has a lot of nerve, in my opinion, to say that he wants out of Houston when they've done everything they can to surround him with winning talent. So for him to go out and throw his team under the bus when you're the guy who is breaking the NBA COVID protocols to go hang around with Lil Baby and strippers, and then you come back and you're playing like a shell of your former self, you got a lot of nerve. So you should be a dumbass of the day for that.
Yeah, well, James Harden getting the double dumbass.
Down.
A double dumbass. And here's one of the quotes for it. On the road, players and staff cannot leave hotel except for the team activities or emergencies. No more list of approved restaurants or people coming in on the road. So it's just saying, listen, guys, quit having hoes come to the hotel when you're on the road. Like, COVID's real. You're getting it from all these different places. But damn, we talk about how college kids have had their like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior years robbed from them.
Yep.
Think about NBA players. Rookie year, you've heard all the stories. Wilt Chamberlain smashing 10,000 girls all the way around the nation. You're sitting in Minnesota, cold as hell, bored as hell. There's thoughts in the lobby, and you can't even invite them up.
Like, you work so hard in your career to get to that point to where you can have easy access, and you can't even use that access.
Right. Half the players don't even want the money. They just want the groupies. So, horrible, horrible, horrible.
How horrible. You're getting paid all that millions of dollars, and you just can't even be able to splurge and get cheap you-know-what.
Yeah. No. Or expensive you-know-what. I mean, they got the money for the expensive you-know-what.
Yeah.
So, NBA players, I'm sorry we got to go through this right now. I know part of the fun is hitting the groupies on the road.
Hey, you care more about groupies or the league stopping and getting that money stopping? So
yeah. Without the money, there are no groupies. Without the league, there are no groupies. So take care of what's feeding you, I guess.
Yeah.
I just thought that was funny when they came up with those. Like,
it's just weird. Some of the protocols, like they're shortening the practices. They're saying that guys can't fist bump. That makes no sense. An athlete can box somebody out in the post. Blake Griffin's going to be boxing out Giannis tonight, but he can't fist bump Derrick Rose. Right. That doesn't make any sense.
At the free throw line, no more high fives. Like, if someone makes a free throw, I can't run up to you and just do that. but I can pass you the ball that has my sweat and me wiping my face and throwing it to you.
Even better, D'ing you up. You know, it's like there's no way there's no contact on a defensive play.
Yeah, so
I think they're just guessing right now at this point.
I mean, isn't everybody though? Like that's what this whole COVID thing has
Right.
been, a guess and test method throughout the whole process. Like, our restaurant situation here, like you can eat indoors as long as the indoors is a tent outdoors. Makes no sense to me. Like, I can walk this way down an aisle, but if I walk that way down an aisle, it's bad news.
No, my favorite of all of them is when restaurants are open and you're sitting down, you can take your mask off.
Yes.
But when you get up to walk a couple steps to the bathroom, you got to put your mask on.
Yeah, it's been trial and error because nobody really knows,
Right.
and that's the thing. I mean, I guess safety is better than no safety, but at the end of the day, like sometimes it gets confusing. Like at one time, you could put your boat in, it just couldn't be a motorized boat.
Right.
Well, what? What does that have to do with anything?
I'm no doctor, so don't quote me on anything like that. I'll just my method has just been just use common sense. When you're around a whole bunch of people, just throw your mask on. Continuously wash your hands, take your vitamins, and stay hydrated.
Wash your hands, take your vitamins. This advice
Hide
coming
your
to you
kids,
from Corey.
hide your wife.
Hide your kids, hide your wife. Thank you guys for waking up with the Morning Woodward show today. We will be back on tomorrow with some Pistons update, more NFL talk. Hopefully we have some resolutions coming in on the Lions. Corey gave the top 4 candidates that are up right now. Give that list one more time. Darrell Bevel, Marvin Lewis,
Arthur Smith,
and Dan Campbell. Those are the 4 that Corey is hearing are next up. So you guys have a great one. Enjoy your Wednesday. Looks like it's going to be a nice sunny day today. Yeah. Sunshine!